my words away.
Going live. You're live! We're live!
Sorry about that, bro. I was just lifting some weights before the stream began.
Yeah.
What's this? You doing your little SCP thing?
Yeah, Tan's getting real buff at the gym.
Yeah, I'm buff. No, I'm not buff.
Are you gonna start taking those like shirtless like fit influencer pics on Twitter, where they're like flexing at the mirror?
Take a shot.
Hey guys, I just downed 200 grams of protein.
I never got that. Is that good? Like,
Yeah.
he just goes a lot.
So the thing with protein, and if you want to build muscle,
Welcome to WriterBot.
is so basically after you work out, what you're doing is the pain is the tears in your muscle fibers, and for muscle to heal and build back stronger than it was, which is how you get build muscle, get stronger, you need protein. Protein's the building block of that. So if you don't have protein, that's what causes you to feel sore after the gym, and also you won't really be gaining muscle because your repairs will be slower, and the repairs that do happen will just return to status quo rather than get stronger. So ideally, you work out a bunch, and then you eat protein shortly after, and then the protein, as it digests, rebuilds back that muscle. And you need a lot of it, too, like not just a little bit, which is why you see people like slamming down protein powder and protein shakes to build muscle faster. But that's how that works.
Fantastic.
Yeah, indeed. There's some pretty interesting macro diet stuff you can do too to like eat good food that has a lot of protein in it. Yeah, I see Crocat's brother works out. You guys should hang out. You have a lot in common. But welcome
We're
back.
here to talk about my body.
Aren't we? No, we're here to talk about part 2.
It's the annual review.
Annual review. Guys, I think he's getting
of my physical form.
I think he's getting a little weak in the arms. It's time to work out.
We need to make some adjustments.
Bring on the cybernetics.
Bring me my vessel makers.
Alright, but here we are. We're next up is You're Worth It, I Promise by...
I know I am.
Oh, I like the little trans SCP logo. It's cute. Okay. Let's see. Wait.
Funny, this one doesn't actually have a writer, it just appeared.
Which part do we read? Okay, so the top is the notes for critters.
Yeah.
Alright, so should we read that after?
Well, yeah, let's have a look at it afterwards.
Okay. Go ahead.
Shall we jump into it?
Yeah, jump into it. Jump into it like this little bouncy palace they have in the picture.
Whee! Database ID, SCP-X. Anomaly class, Keter. Containment status, uncontained. Containment procedures. As far as the general public is aware, SCP-X is a standard, non-anomalous, off-menu item which can be purchased at select locations. The majority of individuals who know of the SCP-X are either unaware of its properties or already part of groups which make their claims appear dubious.
One thing I would mention is if you're mentioning select locations, I would put in, even if it's just a redacted block for like at select redacted locations, because presumably it's like at a chain of stores, unless I'm misunderstanding.
Well, there you go. Let's find out more. The ability to monitor all establishment utilizing food service in the continental United States is beyond the capability of the Foundation. As such, the External Affairs and Intelligence Agency will economically pressure as many of these establishments into joining the Foundation's surveillance body as possible. Most of the major...
To 2897. Yeah. What's 2897?
I don't know.
Oh. Yeah, I thought you knew every SCP. That's the whole point. You're supposed to remember them all.
Wipes your memory. Most of the major food service corporations have been accounted for, with some exceptions, but a number of small or independent businesses have also yet to be assimilated. Suppressing information on SCP-X itself, while technically possible, is not yet a priority due to the relatively small size of the population aware of it.
Interesting.
Efforts are currently focused on investigating illicit substance trading in the anomalous underground, particularly pertaining to associations with the Coca-Cola...
You got it. The
Coca-Cola Company, or Keurig Dr. Pepper Incorporated, are criminals in the custody of Foundation or allied organizations, specifically incarcerated for the selling or creation of anomalous drugs, particularly narcotics or performance-enhancing drugs, are to be routinely brought in for questioning by the SCP-X containment group. Any individuals who exposes information pertaining to its usage will be given full immunity in their further proceedings.
Oh my god, that's so generous.
Thank you. Thank you,
normally
sir.
The Foundation would be like, we'll stick you in a cube and fucking wipe your brain, and then it'll be fried.
Maybe your brain will make a tasty snack for a lizard.
Slurp. Yeah, pretty much.
What do you think about it, 682?
He's like, I don't know.
Disgusting.
Disgusting. Ugh. Oh, but I love Coca-Cola. Oh, you only have Dr. Pepper? No, thank you.
Dr. Pepper? Disgusting.
That doesn't even coherent.
Like Yoda for some reason.
I just love making noises. That's all this is. Description.
SCBX is a drink item served in restaurants and entertainment centers across the continental United States of America. It better not be the fucking Grimace Shake.
If it is, oh my god, I think it is. I think it.
They're primarily
is.
within the region known as the Deep South. SCBX can be ordered at any restaurant as long as the individual ordering knows the item's exact name, which will be variations from location to location. Usually, SCBX is made with the following ingredients: a 3/4 cup, 177 grams of whole milk, 3 large scoops of strawberry ice cream, 4 teaspoons of strawberry syrup, 3 teaspoons of syrup, a full cup of sugar sweetener, Sprite or Starry soft drinks, a tablespoon of vanilla extract, whipped cream, and sprinkles.
This is the fucking recipe for the Grimace Shake.
Are you sure?
Yeah, I'm almost positive because there's a guy on TikTok who like tells you how to make stuff from fast food, and I remember the recipe because I'm almost.
All
positive.
the ingredients are then placed in a blender and blended for 30 seconds to a minute.
Senpai, I stand corrected.
It's typically chilled in a freezer or refrigerator afterwards. The exact time the machine used to do so varies, if the mixture is chilled at all. At this point, the ingredients coalesce into the ordered item, SCPX.
Wait, where's the anomalous part of the ingredients, though?
We can fucking order it anyway. That alone is kind of weird, I guess. But
usually, like, the menus are standard across, like, the country.
I ordered at any restaurant?
Yeah. Oh, at any restaurant?
Yeah.
Okay, I got confused because of the McDonald's in here.
It's like the holders, you think.
That's not... Even still, though, you can, like, get Pepsi at any restaurant, you know?
Yeah, but you can't go, I want a number 9, a number 6 large, 2 number 7. Pineapple, by Nami. Sorry, I won't call you Nami again.
Nami.
Nami.
I love Nami.
No, we can't. This is getting dangerously close to being a thing.
No, I love Nom Nom. Leave him alone.
Hold on, you just made another one. Nom Nom.
I've been calling him Nom Nom in the editing chat for like months. How have you missed that?
Oh, JT's got to go. See you later, Jitterbug.
Bye, JT. Jitterbug. Wait, what was that thing that you did for a while? Stinkbug?
Stinkbug, yeah.
This is a little stinkbug. Alright, continue. Please.
Alright, I'll stop giving out viewers nicknames.
Yeah.
Forward. The following log was taken via CCTV from McDonald's in Gulfport, Mississippi. It demonstrates the process of ordering the SCP.
I don't want to be in Mississippi ever.
Yeah, it demonstrates the process of ordering the SCP. Backward. Begin log. Do you want to be the narrator?
Sure. Can I also be the father?
Sure, you can be my father.
A father and daughter sit at a booth near the front of the establishment.
Hold on a second, I just realised that means at the door.
The father has his wallet out on the table in front of him and is sorting through change. The daughter runs around the lobby. Aside from 2 employees visible near the back, the location is otherwise empty. The daughter runs towards her father and grabs his knee, startling him. He drops his change back on the table, scattering them. He appears momentarily angry. He laughs, leaning over the side of the table to look at her. Hey there, can I help you? The daughter hits his knee with her open palm, then climbs
That's a real knee slapper palm.
She leans back and forth. He follows suit. She abruptly stops, as does he.
Could I?
Could you? The daughter's face scrunches into a look of annoyance. Sorry, go on. She looks down at the pile of change, then back up at him. She puts her palms together in a silent clapping motion.
Can we get the shake, please?
The father's smile falters. He grimaces, looking down at the change. Then back at her face. Well, hun, money is a little tight right now.
Please, I'll order it myself.
Everywhere we go, you want that shake. Are you sure?
I'm sure. I'll never ask for anything ever again.
Wait a minute. Didn't this have to do with drugs? Is this girl on drugs? Is she addicted to this fucking drink?
Oh my god.
Even on your birthday?
Until my birthday?
He leans back in thought, scratching his chin and puffing out his lips. He looks around the restaurant. She giggles, watching. It's like a luxury after dark video.
Cursed child.
He looks down at her, then leans forward, smiling. Here's the deal. Here. He hands her a $20 bill.
Thanks, my dad, Goofy.
You remember what it's called? Why do you need $20 to buy a shake? I guess that's all he has on hand.
The Super Strawberry Surprise Shake.
Very good. Make sure you say it a little bit slower when you get up there, though, okay?
Okay, thank you, thank you, thank you.
She continues mumbling as she takes the $20 bill. She climbs out of the booth and runs around the side of the lobby up towards the front counter. An employee stands there, tapping at the screen of the register. The employee looks up as the daughter approaches. Do you need me to
I'm looking for the holder of the shake.
Do you need me to be the employee, or do you want to do him?
You can be the employee.
Oh, hi. Come back for a second round.
Nuh-uh.
I want to order a shake.
The employee begins tapping at the screen of the register again. She looks back up at the daughter. Sure thing, sweetheart.
Oh, right. I forgot you're looking up from the screen. I thought the door was just huge.
What kind of shake? Vanilla, chocolate, strawberry, mint?
The
Super strawberry surprise shake.
please?
The employee types in the order. She then takes off her hat, wiping her forehead before putting it back on. That'll be $15, please. That's a fucking expensive shake. Oh no, I think we lost Han.
What do you mean? I'm listening to you.
What? Oh, wait, is it...
What?
Is it... What?
What?
What's happening? Is
What are
it
you
my
talking
turn? Oh,
You're still going.
I
You
got
okay?
so lost. No, I'm damaged. The daughter hands her the $20 bill. The employee then places it in the register. She then produces a $5 bill, handing it back to the daughter. The daughter seems surprised. That'll be coming right up. Thank you for your patronage. End log. Oh, dude, look at these big-ass fucking fake Legos. Dough blocks or whatever the fuck it's called.
Yeah, I got some teens in this one, some crazy teens.
Oh, man. The teens are rowdy.
Forward.
Dude.
The following log was taken via CCTV footage from a spicy crust pizza in Apache, Texas. Notably, Foundation front companies are capable of supplying the SCP to customers, despite employees not being trained in the creation. The following log demonstrates differences in the creation of the SCP between locations. The ingredients and methods used to create the SCP within spicy crust pizza parlors will be included in the log.
Begin log. Alright. Do you want to be teenage... How many teenagers? Oh, God.
I think there's 3.
No, there's many more.
Oh, there's 4. There's 5.
There's a lot. Okay, how about you be all the teenagers and I'll be everything else?
Okay. Teenager hive mind.
A group of teenagers enter the restaurant, giggling and speaking inaudibly as they do. Aside from the employee behind the counter, and a family sitting silently in a corner booth, the parlor is empty. Z smiles. I think that, Z smile. Oh, I see.
Yeah.
Hi, welcome to the Spicy Crust Pizza. Just letting you know, we do close in 30 minutes. If I can get you started with anything, let me know.
Yeah, alright. Thanks.
The group sits in a booth nearby the family, chatting amongst themselves. Teenager 4 and 5 look through Teenager 6's phone with her. They are on Spicy Crust Pizza's digital menu. They point at
This is so grammable.
Look at each other for approval, then nod. Oh shit, it's me still.
Yeah.
Teenager
okay?
1 waves. I got psyched out. Teenager 1
Brain
waves.
soup.
I got pinged in the chat and I got distracted. Teenager 1 waves at the employee. Z stares back, confused. She waves again, then makes a come here motion. Z sighs and comes out from the back of the counter, walking up to their booth. Hey everyone, what can I get for you?
We are gonna get a large dinosaur's delight.
Oh, I want. That sounds like something I would order. I want a dinosaur.
It's a pizza shaped like a dinosaur.
Yeah! No, it's like a giant dinosaur chicken nugget. It's like the size of your head.
It's a pizza place.
So, you've never been to America? Everywhere has chicken nuggets. It doesn't matter.
I have
where you
been to
fucking
America.
Go.
And I
You go to
won't
the
go again.
fanciest goddamn restaurant in the world, and they'll have chicken nuggets.
I went to KFC in America and they didn't have fries.
Yes, they do. They literally have fries at
I
KFC.
went there and they weren't there.
They
What I wanted to tell
literally
you, they
have
had
fries.
biscuits.
When the fuck did you come to America? Like 10 years ago?
Yeah.
That would do it. They have
Before
fries.
the fries came over.
Yeah, but no, they have chicken nuggets fucking everywhere. I totally got lost now, yelling at you because you don't know anything about America.
Me too. I know enough.
Z turns to teenagers 1, 2, 3.
I'll have the vegan pizza on naan with extra sauce.
Mm-hmm.
I want the a pepperoni pizza with extra spicy crust.
Mm-hmm. Z produces a notepad and begins writing their orders down in pencil. Z glances back up and smiles. Will that be all? Teenager 1 on the far end of the table, almost hidden behind the rest of the group, raises
The
her
like
hand.
leader.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, yes?
Me? I'll have the super strawberry surprise shake.
The group begins to laugh, whoop, and holler, some even banging on the table and screaming. This is not at all like... I mean, I've been to many restaurants that have teenagers in them. This is not even, like, out of place. Teenager 4 hides her face in embarrassment, while teenagers 2 and 5 grab each other, shaking one another. Yo! Super strawberry surprise shake! Teenager 1 straightens herself, smiling proudly to the group. The employee
This
stares
is why you're
at
the
them.
leader, Teenager 1. No one else will be bold enough to do that.
The employee stares at them in
It's like, look
confusion.
at Dio.
The fam-
Fuck's with Arena.
The family behind them collectively looks up. Their young son smiles, though appears unaware of what is happening. Z writes on the notepad. Yeah, sure, I'll be right back with your food. The group calms down, returning to whispering to one another or playing on their phones. The family behind them finishes their
Teens these
meal and
days.
throws away their items, as well as the trays they were served on. The employee does not notice this as Z turns away, going behind the counter towards the kitchen. There are 2 chefs there. Hey. One of the chefs leaves out the back door, lighting a cigarette, pretending not to have heard the employee. The remaining chef glares at the employee. You can't be fucking serious. I know.
The vampire?
I know. We close in 30 minutes. I know. I'm sorry. The chef sighs and holds out her hand. Z hands the notepad paper to her, but she snatches it away. She reads it, then scowls, shaking her head. You know how to make the shake? The, strawberry one? Yeah. You do that. I'll handle the fucking food, thanks. Yeah. The chef leaves towards the back. Crackling from the oven is audible. The employee signs. Oh, wait. Signs or sighs? I'm gonna go with signs.
Size, I think it should be.
Yeah, sighs. Rubs your face, then turns towards the refrigerator. Z sorts through, then procures a number of items. Z struggles to balance them as Z moves towards the counter, the blender unplugged on top of it. Z places the items down beside the blender. 3/4 cup, 177 grams of whole milk, 2 large Why do we get an exact specific grams for the whole milk, but not for the ice cream? That's fucked up.
Yeah, what's going on here?
2 large scoops of strawberry ice cream.
You guys watching at home, maybe you should try making it yourself.
4 teaspoons of strawberry... I kind of do want to make this. 4 teaspoons of strawberry...
This is making me
syrup.
hungry, this article, if I'm honest.
I want to shake bad.
I wanted this dinosaur delight, whatever the fuck it was
Yeah,
called.
I want a giant dinosaur chicken nugget to fuck me up. 2 teaspoons of syrup. A full cup of Coca-Cola cherry. A tablespoon of vanilla extract. Vanilla extract is like a life hack, by the way, for making anything sweeter. Just put a little bit in that, and like anything you're baking.
Yeah,
it's
put
better.
sweetness in it. Of course
No,
it
but
is.
I mean, better than just like sugar or like fucking stevia, okay? Vanilla extract's the good. Fuck you.
Just
You don't know
imagine the
anything
taste
about
of sugar.
You don't know anything about baking. I hate you. You can't body
I
image
don't know about
sugar.
baking, but I know about people.
Can you use body imaging and aethyral space
You know the
to change
business,
the
and I know the
tastes of things?
chemistry.
Whipped cream. Z places the scoops of ice cream in the blender first. Z
Pressure.
then drizzles the strawberry ice cream on top, followed by the unflavored syrup. Z sprays the whipped cream in a circle on the ice cream, then pours the vanilla extract on top.
You could use it just to make the shake. It's very detailed.
Yeah. Z places Z hands on Z hips and stands back, then remembers the Coca-Cola cherry, which Z pours onto the mixture. Z plugs the blender in, Z places the lid on the blender, then sets it for 1 minute. As it begins to stir, Z goes through the drawers underneath the counter. After about 20 seconds, Z reemerges. Brownie chunks. Z waits for the... Wait, brownie chunks aren't in the recipe. Z waits for the blender to finish stirring. Once it does, Z grabs a large plastic spoon and begins to stir yourself while
You
sprinkling...
thought you were fucking me, making me be on all the teams, but you fucked yourself.
Yeah, for real. While sprinkling the brownie chunks inside. Once the chunks are evenly dispersed throughout, Z takes the blender glass, disconnects it from the base, and pours it in a plastic
I'm
cup.
not taking notes here.
Z takes the cup, places a lid on it, then returns to the refrigerator. Z opens the top half, revealing the freezer. Z places the cup inside. Z takes Z phone out and sets a timer for 5 minutes. Z closes the freezer and leans against its door. I fucking hate this shake, honestly. The chef grunts from the other room. No. Alright, this time I'll be the janitor and you can be the narration.
Yeah, you should do good in that role. Forward. The
Should I
following
roll
log
this?
was... Yeah. Suits you. The following log was taken via CCTV footage from a Showbiz Pizza Place's entertainment center, now Chuck E. Cheese's, in Marionette, Wisconsin. No further anomalous activity has been detected in this location. Context of this interaction is unknown.
Wisconsin's not the deep south. Wisconsin's the Midwest.
It's then most commonly the Deep South.
Oh, I'm so sorry. I'm so freaking sorry.
Not paying attention.
I'm sorry, Roxy. Forgive me.
Urge to kill rising.
I don't know why that Rengar line lives in my head rent free.
Pieces of animatronics are neatly tucked on shelves. Beside the shelf is a door with a sign on it, but the text is illegible. On a table in the middle room is the head of the animatronic Billy Bob Broccoli, a brown bear.
Fuck yeah.
There are footsteps. Hello, hello, hello! I'm coming in, Liam. You better not be messing about with them.
Oh.
Doorknob jiggles. With some difficulty, the door opens. A janitor in grey overalls stands in the doorway.
Can you give me the Scruffson voice for reference?
Oh, good leg.
Good lad. Like that?
You have to, like, stretch your mouth out.
Good lad. Like that?
Yeah, so you talk like this.
I don't like this.
Oh, I see.
Oh, I see. Like that?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm Scruffson. Yeah, I like stretching my mouth out like this. It's time
In the
for you to-
janitor's hand is a plastic cup half full of pink liquid. It has a bendy straw, which has apparently been partially chewed through. The janitor steps into the room and crosses towards the table. He bends down and pulls a trash can out from beneath it. But before realizing the animatronic head is there, he pauses.
You want a little drinky?
The janitor holds out the cup towards the head, shaking it.
You want a little drinky, Big Bear?
This guy's a sick fuck.
This thing is drugs, by the way. We established early on in the article this is drugs, right?
He smiles and slides a straw between the head's jaw plates. He moves a cap up, back and forth, making slurping noise with his mouth. He pulls the straw at the head, giggling.
I see. Doing. Well, thank you, Mr. Janitor. You're always so nice to me. Of course, Billy Bob. You're my favorite bear in the whole world.
I love how there's very little difference
I
between
know.
the impersonation.
He
chuckles again, before looking at the cup and falling silent.
What the hell am I doing?
He attempts... Jesus, are you okay?
No, that was him tossing the cup. Sorry,
He
I said it
attempts
too
to toss
early.
the cup into the trash, but misses. His flat is on the floor, the lid coming off. Pink liquid spills in 3 different lines down the room's length.
God, I'm getting too old for this. I pulled a Liam.
That's my least favourite member of One Direction.
Hey,
Don't tell me you're a Liam head.
I don't know anything about One
Neither
Direction.
do I. I know there's a guy called Liam in it.
It's also a guy called Neil. Go for it.
He's the evil clone.
Yeah.
Liam.
Alright.
He turns away from the head, bending over to pick up the cup. He holds it with both hands, frowning. He turns towards the table and drops the cup into the trash can. He kicks it back into the table.
Ooh.
He steps into the doorway, closing the door behind. Was that you kicking it?
Yeah.
Closing the door behind him. There are footsteps for some time.
That's my footsteps noises.
The eyes of the Billy Bob Broccoli head narrow. What does that sound like? It stares down at the spilled drink on the floor. Its eyes then turn towards the camera. It looks towards the door, then back at the spillage. Its jaw plates creak as it opens, then closes them. It's a super strawberry surprise shake. It growls, its eyes flick back towards the camera. It remains motionless for almost 40 seconds. Things can't keep going the way they are, kiddo. From here on out, there will be consequences. Its eyes return to their neutral position and its jaw plates go slack. There are footsteps. The door opens, revealing the janitor, holding stain remover and a pink rag. He gets on the floor, then crawls along towards the 3 lines of pink liquid. He begins to scrub.
Scrub.
The liquid is smeared across the floor. These are questionable noises you're making.
Smear. I'm just trying to be like you, Dad. You make noises during the narration.
Then scrubs again. The liquid is absorbed by the towel. He continues to scrub, then spray in a repeating motion until the liquid's gone. Is that the real technique? Is that what you do?
Something like that.
You don't know?
It's like, it depends on what you're cleaning, man. Like, if it's a shake, yeah, you probably spray, rub a couple times.
Okay, approval. He twists his body and throws the rag in a trash can. He places the stain remover on the ground, then stands, facing the head. He puts his hands on his hips and sighs loudly.
Well, not Bob. He turns and
He turns.
Oh, go ahead.
He
Sorry.
turns and leaves. Pushes you out of the way.
Ah!
Hey, don't get too big for your britches.
Listen
you
here,
fucking...
you wiener. That's it. That's all I had to say. I'm sorry.
Okay. The stain remover rains on the ground. Don't forget your fucking place, okay? This is my fucking live stream.
Is it?
Okay,
Is
that's
it?
like-
Who's
no,
got the
hold on,
OBS up?
Hold on.
I
I'm
can
sorry,
end the
I'm
stream
sorry.
right now.
I'm sorry. Well, and your reputation with it.
Yeah, I still know where the pizza picture is. I could stream that live to dozens of people.
No. Wait.
That's what I thought. Ugh.
The stain remover remains on the ground. The lights outside click off. There are footsteps and silence.
It's a long
Can I
article.
pop
God
onto you
damn. Holy
a little
shit.
bit? There's next little section.
Yeah. All right. Got to get my adrenaline running. History. The SCP has existed as a niche interest in public life for at least 2 decades. The first recorded order occurring at a Chick-fil-A in College Park, Georgia in 2003. However, due to a lack of visibly anomalous phenomena surrounding the item, normalcy organizations paid little attention to its existence. As of 2023, the SCP has come under investigation due to the increasing amount of chemically neutralized demon narcotics discovered within the drink. Demon narcotics are a form of performance-enhancing drug created from the entrails and or body parts of deceased Tartarian entities, commonly referred to as demons. Though these drugs have been discovered within SCP-X, they appear to have been stripped of their performance-enhancing abilities. Effectively, while Tartarian or demonic energy still build up within the individual who drinks SCP-X, they do not experience physical or mental alterations, nor the formation of anomalous capabilities. Tan, I want your opinion as an actual SCP writer, but This isn't like a hard crit like this is wrong or anything, but I might make this first sentence like a footnote of demon narcotics, if that makes sense. What do you think?
Or just maybe not. If it's important, make it part of the main article, I would say.
Gotcha. The exact method to how demon narcotics are introduced to the SCP recipe depends on the region and establishment. In the Midwest region, where restaurants more commonly use fresh strawberries instead of strawberry ice cream, the organic components of the drug were found grown into or connected with the inside of the strawberry. It is unknown how this is achieved, and investigation into the strawberry farms these restaurants source from has proven difficult due to the global nature of the strawberry industry. I appreciate that you recognize the Midwest, we grow our shit fresh. Good for you. You get 10 points for that.
Even your biscuits?
No. That's biscuits. Well, we have biscuits everywhere. We love biscuits too.
Well,
Biscuits are like
fresh.
Biscuits are primarily like a southern thing, but like they have them everywhere. We love them everywhere. Similarly, in the Southwest, PepsiCo has reported numerous contaminations of Tartarian energy in its starry shipments to restaurants. These occur sporadically, and Foundation-assisted investigations have similarly found little results. Investigations into restaurants in the remaining regions of the United States are ongoing. It is presently theorized that SCP-X was a pre-existing anomaly which is being altered by an entity/group. The ultimate goal of these alterations is unknown. So-called biscuit. Shut the fuck up, but they're not scones. If you ever had an American biscuit, you'd know it's not a scone. They're
I had
not
an
even
American
the same
biscuit.
thing.
It was bread.
Yeah,
it was nothing but fucking bread.
No, it's not. You had a bad biscuit then, and shut the fuck up before I beat you.
I wanted
to death.
fries, and I had a biscuit, and it wasn't even good.
I'm literally gonna kill you.
And I've hung on to it for a decade.
So a biscuit they're like savory, and usually they're seasoned and like very delicious, and you like eat them with gravy. Tan probably didn't because he's a fucking moron. He didn't put butter, gravy, or jam on his biscuit. And I was like, oh, it's just bread. But I get so mad. You're the fucking country with jellied eel. You shut up about biscuits.
We don't eat the Jared eel.
Yeah, you do.
No one eats it. No one eats it. I've never met a
I've had
person in my
American
life.
biscuits.
who's
They
had
were called
Jared eel.
Oreos. I'm leaving the stream. You finish this article. I'm walking out. This is your stream now.
Well, now that we got rid of him, let's discuss the true failings of America. Biscuits? No. No. He's actually fucking gone.
I've cooled my head off. I've made my return. I'm gonna kill every British person. That's my promise. How do you feel about that? Knowing that it's your fault.
Hmm?
How do you feel about that?
I don't care.
Everyone in England's gonna die, and it's your fault.
I don't care.
That is actually
Do
a
I
failing.
do I survive?
No, you're in England, idiot.
Oh well, I do care then.
The true failings of America is high fructose corn syrup. That's actually a fact. That needs to stop because corn keeps getting subsidized, and like we put it in fucking everything, and it's not healthy to have
Right to your
high
senator.
fructose corn syrup. It's actually a problem.
Right to your senator.
I hate every single one of you. I hate that this is a primarily British channel.
What the fuck?
I hate everything.
He's having like a breakdown. What's going on?
Breakdown because you said biscuits were bad. Friendship? Yeah, that's over now. You said biscuits were bad. I got mad. I'm actually heated about that because I know your ass didn't eat it right. I know your ass did not put something on it like you're supposed to.
Real food tastes good. You don't need the fucking instructions.
I am gonna kill you.
You know, maybe you should have learned how to fucking drink tea properly instead of dumping it all in the ocean. Maybe when you learn how to drink tea without spilling it into the fucking docks, I'll learn how to eat your fucking biscuits.
I'm going to castrate you.
Oh, hold on.
And then I'm gonna feed you that, and I'm gonna say, how's this
Hold
first
on.
going?
Whoa, what the fuck? Hold on.
That's what I'm gonna do to you. That's the braid you're filling me with, because you're shit-talking biscuits. Yeah, what the fuck do you mean instructions? You know how to put beans on toast, but you don't know how to butter a biscuit, idiot?
I don't like beans on toast.
It's all you have to do is put butter, jam, or gravy on a biscuit. They're good.
Or it's bread.
It's not bread. It's like savory and salted, and it's a special kind of dough, so it's fluffy. It is not the same as
I
bread.
said the word fluffy with so much fury before.
I hate you! Get out of my head. Just read the fucking article. Poor Roxy probably wants us to actually read their goddamn article.
I'm sorry, Roxy.
Read the fucking article. I hate you.
Okay, I am.
Our
Calm
friendship's
down.
over. No!
I'm the therapist.
You said biscuits are bad. I'm upset.
I'm the therapist now.
No, it's not. A scone is sweet. A biscuit's savory. I'm gonna fucking go. I'm gonna unlock
I'm the therapist.
SSJ3.
You Darnell. You're gonna be the employee. I'm the therapist.
Okay, you're the therapist.
So you keep talking about these biscuit things. No.
I'm gonna.
Good to see you back here. I was getting a little worried. Apache is a hard place to live, and Spicy Crust is a hard place to work. Phil chuckles, leaning back in his chair. He clicks his pen absent-mindedly. So what's on your mind? What brings you in today?
Well, it's complicated. I didn't know who else to report to. You're the closest thing I have to a regular Foundation contact.
I see.
It's, about SCP-X.
I see. Are you giving me permission to pass this along to containment team?
Yes, absolutely, yeah.
Excellent. Tell me then.
The pizza place is kind of a hot spot for kids to come around. Most of the time, none of them stay for long. They kind of just order their food and fuck off, as restaurants work. But lately, kids have been pouring in by the fucking hundreds, man, and they all want the same thing.
SCP-X.
Yeah, apparently it's like a meme. A normal meme. They'll come by, and they'll buy it, and they'll be giggling, kicking their feet, fucking
Let's all
whatever.
go into fucking Spicy Crust Pizza and ask for the Fortnite burger.
They go outside and record a little dance with it, but like, dude, I've been Googling it, and literally nothing comes up about this. There's no hashtag Super Strawberry Surprise Shake, no Super Strawberry Dance, nothing. The only stuff that comes up is still just that usual conspiracy weirdo shit. At first, I had no idea why these kids were doing this. It didn't, like, freak me out, but it definitely weirded me out, right? Then one time I asked, just straight up, I can't find anything on TikTok about this. I said, why are you doing this? And the girl who was ordering, she just rolled her eyes. She said to me something like, it's not a TikTok thing. It's exclusive. It's different. Whatever.
On Instagram.
And when I asked her what she meant by that, she just said I was old. No! Ah! The voices! The fucking voices! But she took her shake, so did her friends, and they walked out of the joint. They did their little dance out in front, the whole thing. They piled on into their car together, and they started driving off, but really slowly. I don't know. Evidence corroborates that Z had left the establishment to follow a car, but recovered footage revealed 3 discrepancies. 1. Z had informed the other employees of Z's suspicions due to all personnel present being aware of the Foundation. This is not reflected in the Zero record of the event here. 2. The car was not being driven, it was being towed for parking in a residential space. 3. I have heartburn. The group of teenagers, while seen entering, were not seen exiting.
I'm sorry to hear that the guy writing the footnote has heartburn.
I have heartburn. Darnell. And I just got up and followed them. The chefs were mad, obviously. Probably saw that in my manager's report last week, but
This is an excuse for, like, going... This whole, like, interview is, like, the excuse for going out and leaving.
Real quick, after this but should be a comma instead of a period. But I just walked out and just followed the car. It was easier because it was night. So I just walked along the trees and bushes on the side of the road while they drove downtown. But they took this weird left where there isn't any road. So I kind of had to jump out of the way. I'm sure they saw me, but they probably didn't recognize me. Not that it matters now, I guess.
What do you mean by that?
I'm getting there. Hold on. So I followed the car through the woods.
Chill out.
It was hey. You said Biscuit.
Manager Barber said chill out, bro.
It was still moving really slowly, and as we went through the thicket, there was a big stone bridge. I've never seen it before, and I've lived in Appapashi pretty much my whole life. The car, though, it just kept cruising along. It went under the bridge. It was tight fit. It was a tight fit, though. You want to put after this was. I heard it get scraped on the way in. I knew I couldn't follow them anymore because they'd totally see me if I tried to go in. The whole thing was so narrow, but I just walked up to the entry hole. You'll either want to do comma here and lowercase, or maybe do like ellipses here. Kept cover behind the bushes and everything, but as I came up to it, I touched it and there wasn't a hole at all. It was like a fucking Looney Tunes. It was a fake bridge painted onto a fucking rock. It was a flaky kind of oil painting one, too. Z looks down at the floor before looking back at their therapist. Like the kind of vintage 1920s-style paintings that they always hang up at restaurants. Lovely day for a Guinness, toucan stuff. Toucan stuff? I don't know what toucan stuff means, so I'm not going to correct that. Both are silent for some time.
That's scary. No, that's concerning. You should have come to us as soon as this happened.
I know, I'm sorry. I know, but this happened at midnight, so only a couple hours ago. I didn't know the protocol. I'm sorry.
I see. I'll get it to the supervisor as soon as I can. Thank you for sharing with us. Do you think you could provide directions to that neck of the woods?
Oh, definitely.
Okay, the containment team will more than likely call for you then. Stay on the site until they do.
You probably don't need this comma after you. Call for you then. Although I can see, Roxy, that you have the same problem I do when I write, which is I also use commas way fucking too much. Because I like think of the natural pauses in the sentences and I put them there, and then it's too many commas. But you definitely don't need a comma there. Alright.
Oh, an employee? One more thing.
Yeah?
Can I have the shake, please?
Gemini World.
Wait, that's an attack. Did you leaving?
She's using an attack now.
Oh. After action reports. A group of field agents, including the employee, were deployed to investigate the painting in the forest the next day. As Spicy Crust Pizza was closed for the 4th of July weekend celebrations, no cover story was necessary. Despite this, the employee failed to appear for briefing. You notice I didn't cheer for that because I don't recognise that holiday.
What holiday?
The group elected to split 4th of July.
Why do you not recognize 4th of July?
It's a lie.
What?
Independence? What a joke.
It already happened. You haven't gotten anything in 300 years.
I don't acknowledge it.
What do you mean?
I don't acknowledge it.
You don't even like the monarchy.
Yeah, but I don't acknowledge it.
What fucking stake would you have in us still being a colony?
Dominance.
No, you would have nothing. We're bigger than you. We're stronger than you. And we have better food than you. We would never eat jelly deal. I'm so mad. I don't even like America this much. It's just when he says shit, I get mad.
The group elected to split evenly in two. One to investigate the alleged area of anomalous activity, the other to investigate the home of the employee. Their efforts are summarised below. With an area of anomalous activity.
Oh, that's fun. You click it and it's different tabs.
Yeah.
Although there's Oh, wait, God. When does the different tab part cut off, though?
At the item description below. I'll take the first one. You can do the second one.
Yeah. No, I'll take the first one because it's short. Fuck you. You fucking...
You saw through my gambit.
Yeah, I'm the same way, Roxy. I do that all the time, especially when I'm doing like text roleplay crap. Beginning at the Spicy Crust Pizza Parlor, the agents followed the path described by the employee, with further aid from the building's security footage. This took them approximately 3 miles out of town into a nearby forest. A tow truck was seen in the nearby river, as was a pink Corvette. Oh no. They're going to see the Barbie movie. Yeah. Both appeared to have been abandoned for you. Can we see Oppenheimer together? Fly to America and see Oppenheimer.
How would that happen?
It'd be fun. I don't know. Just come over. Both appeared to have been abandoned for years, as they had been almost entirely overgrown by plant matter. The objects are now in Foundation custody. Initially, the described painting could not be found. The team, while investigating the automobiles, had accidentally walked in the opposite direction of the main anomaly.
Fucking Three Stooges sent in to investigate.
On their way back, one member spotted a large cube composed of cobblestone in the thicket, with the image of a bridge painted on its west side in oil pastel. No further insight could be gained. The painting's base has been disassembled, and is now in Foundation custody with the other objects. At this point, the team returned to Spicy Crust Pizza to await the rest of the squad.
Okay, and I'll read the Home of Missing Foundation Employee. Beginning at Spicy Crust Pizza, the agencies followed the employee's usual route back from work. This took them to downtown Apache, then to an apartment building on the city limits. The building was empty at the time. The agents immediately discovered the presence of the SCP in the building. On the stairs leading up to the employee's unit, there was a continuous dripping line of the liquid. Upon finding the employee's unit, the team forced their way inside. It was reported that the unit was in disarray, with signs of a struggle. The SCP was found smeared on the floors and walls. The bedroom door was found with a hole through it. A humanoid shape was seen under the blankets on the bed.
Oh no.
Upon entering the bedroom, the humanoid shape did not respond to commands. Upon lifting the blankets, a 1.8-meter pepperoni and salami calzone in the shape of a human was discovered. The chest cavity had been carved out. I understand this is horrifying, but I am hungry.
Is this the SCP?
Well, it's like a calzone in the shape of a guy. It's weird.
That's pretty unnormal, but I do want to eat him a little bit.
Yeah, that chest cavity wasn't carved out
originally. The calorie
that was me.
deficit's starting to hit. I'm like hungry at everything. I just want to eat.
The team was beginning to leave the premises, but it's pointed out the SCP smear marks were leading away from, not into the units.
Oh, I see. The shake got in the pizza and brought it to life like it did with the Freddy Fazbear. Oh.
Maybe. I think you might be jumping the gun there.
No, because remember,
after all.
The thing was reacting, the Freddy Fazbear, and like talking and moving until he cleaned up the streaks around it, and then it went back to normal, and this thing has streaks coming from it, and it's like alive now. This pizza
Well, it's coming away from it.
Yeah, it's like, because it has the shake in it. The shake brought it to life.
Okay. There, an instance of the SCP with active Tartarian energy was discovered. It burnt a chasm of indeterminate depth through the floor of the laundry room, making further investigation possible. Small samples of this instance were taken. The team intended to turn back at this point, but reported the sounds of human crying from the chasm. Jump the chasm! Intended to investigate further, an agent was partially lowered into the chasm. They were unable to ascertain the presence of humans or humanoids inside the chasm. The agent reported that message was... that's our message.
It should be reported that a message. That's going to be a 0 out of 10 for me now, but don't forget to edit that.
Was drawn in marinara sauce on the wall.
That's not how
it
you
read...
say that word. It's marinara.
That's what I said.
No, it's not. You said marinara.
Marinara.
You said marinara. It's marinara.
You sure?
It's odd live. Everyone saw it.
Chat, I said it right, didn't I?
If you guys give him this, I swear to God.
Wait, they'll cooperate.
No, they won't.
They'll cooperate.
Violet
right?
Empress Anomaly? What's Violet Empress?
I don't know.
I've never heard of that either.
Roxy, you know. See? Tanner's right.
He's right. No, he said it.
You'll find you have no friends here.
Oh! I'm becoming a werewolf now.
He's turning.
I'm turning. I'm going ghost!
It read, the marinara sauce read, "Red right hand of God, hear me. Save me from her gape hole, oh my."
Oh, whoa, flushed?
This is me.
Check, please.
The agents then exited the basement and returned to the first floor. While there, the back door was noted to be open when possibly was not before. As a precaution, they vacated the premises immediately. The team reunited with the others back at Spicy Crust Pizza. The apartment building has been condemned, and the SCP instance, now designated X-Prime, has been brought into containment.
That's fucking tight. More things need to be Prime instead of -1 or whatever the fuck. That's so tight.
Item description: a thick, pink, dairy-based liquid, primarily based around strawberry and strawberry-flavoured ingredients. Includes an abundance of Tartarian energy, allowing it to melt through most materials. Individual instance of the SCP-X phenomenon, given the designation X-Prime. Date of recovery. The
location of recovery? Apache, Texas, USA. Well, you mean Western England, but okay. Current status: kept in cold storage at Reliquary Area 27.
I'm finding the pizza picture. You brought it out of me.
No. I'm sorry. Wait.
I have this.
No. Hold on. Go USA. USA.
I know what to search in the. I just have to find.
Hold on,
it.
he's actually doxing me right now. This is fucked up.
You've your last ha.
No. You can't show it. Please, actually,
man.
don't.
Okay, I can't. I'm having trouble finding it anyway. Guess what I found. All right, fine, but it's not.
Notes.
It's an ever-present threat.
A former dealer for a Polish demon narcotics ring has been brought in for questioning. Financial record indicates several sales to unspecified parties throughout the Deep South region of the United States. He's been informed of the benefits of cooperating with the investigation. Can I be dealer?
Yeah, as long as I can be the interrogator and you can be the narrator.
Okay.
Begin log, translated from Polish. Mr. Bielecki, good to see you again.
Pleasure. The dealer strains against his handcuffs, attempting to readjust his shoulders. The interrogator, standing across from the table from him, crosses his arms in a disappointed manner.
You've been up to some serious no-good malfeasance. Just no good at all. You understand that?
Sure.
People are getting hurt real bad right now.
I've heard.
You might be able to help us. If you can answer some questions for me, that'll offset a little bit.
Well, hold on. Interrogator is based on Columbo.
Just one more thing. I don't know Columbo's voice. I need an example.
I like that. I like the one you just did there.
Just a little more. A little of it. And what goes around comes around. You'll get a little reward, but only if you're willing to help. Does that sound good?
That's why I'm here.
You're very to the point. Well, let's start off, yeah.
The interrogator pulls out the chair and sits down. He places a wad of paper, a pencil, and a black leather book to his left.
I need you to tell me...
He produces an instance of the SCP, placing it between himself and the dealer. The dealer's eyes widen,
Oh!
and he shifts, but he does not speak his Aether flirts.
Don't, Glenn! If you recognize this...
It's an American drink of some kind, yes?
Is that your guess?
Sure, yeah, well, yes. I'm not familiar with American fast food.
Sure, but they have McDonald's where you're from, right?
The interrogator picks up his pencil and uses it to push the SCP item closer to the dealer. The dealer attempts to scoot further away.
Scoot! Sobotka, right? They have McDonald's in Sobotka?
Yes, they do. The interrogator stops, putting his pencil down. The SCP is now perched at the edge of the table, almost touching the dealer.
The most anomalous part is that it costs $15. That's insane.
Exactly.
Have you ever ordered this in Sobotka?
Never.
I see. Whenever you visit in America, do you ever order this?
I've never been to America.
What,
Too many
Mr.
biscuits.
Mr. Bielecki, you've sold demon narcotics in America,
Yes, that's correct.
but you've never been to America.
Yes.
I see. Just one more thing. You have someone in America who sells for you.
Yes.
Well, if that's all you had to say. We'll just need his name then.
His name?
Yes, his name, if you please.
Interrogator smiles. The dealer looks at the ground. Both sit in silence.
Is there something wrong? You know, if he's younger or a civilian, if he doesn't know what he's doing, we won't rough him up. We're not like the UIU, I can promise you that. Seriously.
No, of course, I understand.
What's up, big guy?
I lied.
That's okay, champ. Short for champion.
I can't tell you anything about this.
This is what we need to know about, though.
I can't help you. I'm sorry. I'd like to return to my cell.
Well, hold on a minute. Before you go much further, maybe you can work around the information? Leave out whatever makes you feel safer, but paint the silhouettes for us? How does that sound?
That'd be getting too close to it.
What does that mean?
The dealer suddenly is thrashing around his chair. He kicks the table, slams his feet on the ground, and begins to holler, pushing away as far as he can. The SCP item spills on the floor beneath him.
The way
it means you're getting
screams.
too close to it. You're getting too close.
Oh shit, this got real.
Interrogator quickly stands from his seat, going around the table. He grabs the dealer's arm with one hand, using his free hand to push the dealer down. After some struggling, the interrogator is able to make the dealer stop moving. He stares at the dealer, frowning.
Boris Niedzwiedz Bielecki, I am incredibly disappointed in you.
Needs weeds.
I don't know how to pronounce that. I'm sorry. Nice wide.
That's you. You need weeds.
I needs weeds.
Shut up. No one will talk to you about this. We're too close already.
I need you to understand me. This is causing a lot of hurt. Demonic energy is building up everywhere in everyone. Kids are ingesting this stuff by the dozens. Kids! Your craft, it's not just for who you're selling to anymore. People are putting this stuff wherever they can stash it. We need to figure out how and why.
I can't tell you anything. I swear to God.
I want to show you something. Not to alarm you, but we're going to shut off the lights for a moment. I just have to show you something real quick.
He waves to the door. The dealer turns his head to watch. The light shut off and he gasps, jolting. The interrogator walks to the door and opens it. An agent outside hands him a canister full of SCP Prime. The interrogator closes the door and then returns to the table. He places the canister on the table, scooting it near the dealer. The dealer watches silently. The interrogator slowly unscrews the lid. A purple light emanates from the opening. Slowly, the light envelops the entire room as the canister is fully opened. The interrogator places the lid next to the book.
My men found this in Apapachi, a city in Texas that's pure active demonic energy. I want to know why it's being filtered this way, why it's being placed where it is, and what it's being used for.
I swear to God, I can't help you.
Please! Please, just try.
Batman? The purple light shimmers, a shadow flickering across the entire room. The dealer looks down into the liquid and up at the ceiling. He appears to notice the camera in the corner of the room. The dealer's breath hitches.
Champ?
The dealer's chair suddenly lurches. He screams. The chair's legs begin to disintegrate, purple smoke rising from the ground beneath each leg. The melting metal rapidly transforms into SCP-X liquid spreading across the floor. It mixes with the spilled liquid from earlier. Help! Help! Oh my God! Please help! The interrogator runs to the other side of the table, but a plume of smoke comes onto his face, causing him to slip on the liquid, hitting the back of his head on the ground.
No!
Three Stooges. He groans, using the wall to get up as the smoke grows larger and the puddle spreads farther. Oh my fucking God! Oh my fucking God! The interrogator backs away from the plume and is bracing himself to get the corner of the room. The lights flicker back on, but they are a deep purple. The dealer continues to scream.
Someone get in here, please, quickly!
The door opens and several guards filter in. The lights flicker again, but return to normal. The purple light receding. They form a protective perimeter between the interrogator and growing plumes, their firearms trained. The dealer stops screaming, now whimpering. Wet sounds and slaps are audible. The flow of liquid has outpaced the smoke. It pools past the feet of the guards. The interrogator then stops. They all adjust their footing due to the new stickiness. The whimpering ceases. The smoke begins to clear. Strawberry!
No!
Rosebud.
Need sweets!
The smoke is fully cleared. On the ground where the chair used to be is the head of the dealer. His dark eyes dart around several times and he appears to attempt to take a breath.
I'm imagining this like a JoJo scene. It's like the doom, the menacing, and it's just his head on a chair.
Well, there's no chair at all.
What? Oh,
Where
just
it used to
be.
Yeah.
I
When he
misread. Go
When he
ahead.
attempts exhaling, pink liquid shoots from his nostrils and mouth.
Oh my God.
His eyes narrow. He stares down at the spilled drink on the floor. His eyes then turn towards the camera. He looks towards the door, then back at the spillage, then back to me. His jaw creaks as he closes his mouth. His face returns to a neutral expression. The interrogator pushes through the crowd, then sits on his haunches beside the head. He looks around the room wildly.
Jesus Christ almighty!
Guards begin to file out. Well, job done.
Job done.
Radio chatter is audible as an agent files a report on the situation. The interrogator raises his hand and snaps his fingers.
Wait, just one more thing.
A guard returns, leaning in through the doorway. The interrogator gestures to the table.
Prime is gone.
The SCP Prime instant is missing from its place on the table. The other objects are undisturbed.
Oh my gosh,
Can you be the
it's-
narrator for this next one,
Holy
please? I beg of you.
fuck. Is this the last one?
I think so.
Oh my lordy.
It's a substantial episode.
This is, yeah, ooh, we still have like 4 articles after this. Alright, yeah, I can... Oh fuck, there's so much
We have
narration.
like 6 articles after this.
No! I don't want to do a part 3. We have to do the podcast again. I promised them we'd read
Someday.
them all. I promised them! Oh, the voices. Okay, we got this. Tables and booths are assembled besides a play area, featuring a tube-based playground structure and several arcade machines. Past the play area is a stage with velvet curtains. Between the curtains are the animatronics Chuck E. Cheese, Jasper J. Jowls, Pasquale, and Sally Sachet. They perform a waltz. A man stands near the edge of the stage, obscured by darkness.
And sometimes I whisper what I'm thinking of.
There are children in the booths and tables, and some are running around holding swaths of tickets. Adults sit about eating pizza or talking amongst themselves. A girl stands in front of the stage, holding her hand in her mouth. She stares up at Chuck E. Cheese, apparently nervous.
My cup runneth over with love.
My Cup Runneth Over, performed by Ed Ames. Her father behind her smiles and finishes chewing his pizza. He with his fork and knife. He leans forward and taps her on the back of the head. She turns around slowly, hand still in her mouth.
Your father.
You like Chucky? She turns to face the animatronic, then back to him. She runs to the booth, crawling up beside him.
No.
Oh, is this her birthday party that he talked
Maybe.
about?
I don't know.
Remember he was like, she's only going to drink the drink until her birthday or whatever? No?
No.
How come? Me and Chucky, we were best friends when I was a kid.
He's scary.
What's so scary about him? She points to Chuck E. Cheese's eyes. The animatronic
He has the eyes of a killer.
The animatronic continues singing, and the rest of the band joins in for a doo-wop bridge. Well, I think if you gave him a fair chance, you'd think he's really, really nice. The daughter presses her head into his arm. He puts a hand on the back of her head, nodding. He continues watching the stage. Purple stage lights fade in, shimmering over the group as Sally Sachet takes over singing. Children continue running around, yelling, laughing, and playing. A man stands near the edge of the stage, obscured by darkness. He smiles whitely, his teeth reflected in the purple light. As the band comes to another doo-wop bridge, he begins to walk to the center of the stage. The father nudges his daughter to look. She does so. The man is now in clear view of the audience, a purple spotlight directly on him. He is Father Jonathan Barker, a Pentecostal elder working for the pan-denominational Christian Ministries of America. He is wearing a beige suit and red tie. The adults quickly gather up and silence their children, though some of the children gather in front of the stage silently themselves. Mr. Barker clasps his hands together and steps forward.
Hiya, boys and girls. I'd like to thank Mr. Cheese and his wonderful band here for hosting us tonight. Everyone, please, a round of applause.
I clapped in the mic.
Oh. The Lord has gifted us an incredible year. You should all be very proud. Kids, I can't say that I've ever seen a team that works as hard as you. Part of my job as director of the CMA Youth League is making sure every kid has an equal opportunity to participate in sports and exercise. Well, sometimes kids don't appreciate the opportunities presented to them, but all of you have gone above and beyond both my expectations and the expectations set by the league.
He puts his hand over his heart, smiling warmly.
You've had an incredible season, and I'm so proud. Everybody, please, let's hear it for the Evangelical Little League of Gulfport. Put your hands together. Give yourself a pat on the back, kids. You've earned it.
The establishment erupts into applause. Adults carry their children, swinging them around, tossing them, cheering for them, smiling at them, holding them. The father turns to his daughter and ruffles her hair. The children cheer for themselves because they are proud. I love that that's included in the narration. They are proud. Thank you. The children dance and applaud as well. They gather out on the floor, all of them running around in circles and cheering.
Well, pardon me, kids. I've got one more announcement to make. Thanks to your generous donations, I was able to get everybody, a super strawberry surprise shake.
Jesus, $15 per kid? The father gasps and points to his daughter, who stands in front of the stage. She turns to look at him, smiling. Your favorite?
Yeah.
Cheering and applause erupts around the room again. Barker smiles proud. Oh my god. No! Smiles proudly and steps away from the spotlight. The band continues their song, the Chuck E. Cheese animatronic resuming his role as vocalist. A group of men in I have to do Aetherial Space Tan. Please. Please.
You've made your choices.
No!
Wasn't that meant to be your strength?
A group of men in beige suits emerge from the staff break rooms and align themselves around a table near the back of the establishment. Barker approaches them, and they begin to set up a tablecloth bearing the image of pink crosses. In time, they set up numerous SCP items, enough for each person in attendance. They emit a purple shimmer. A line of children forms. One by one, Barker hands each boy and girl a shake, smiling. He tells each of them he's proud of them, and what God is proud of them, too. And that God is proud of them, too. The adults stay in their booths unaware. They suck on their straws, and a purple light shines in their mouths. All the kids are tuckered out, but no one wants to stop playing. No one wants to be alone. They gather in front of the stage, just sipping. They watch the fuzzy animals play in their big band. No one is afraid anymore. The daughter, she looks back at her father and smiles. He smiles back because he doesn't know.
He doesn't know.
Does he know? The lights begin to dim one by one. Click, click, click. The children become translucent. The light bounces right through them. They become gray and hazy like ghosts. They smile and bob their heads. They are unaware. This happens to the adults, too. They don't know either. Then come the men in beige suits. Then comes Father Barker. The establishment is dark now, except for the stage. The velvet curtains flutter as the wind picks right off the ground. Chuck sings.
In only a moment, we both will be old. We won't even notice the world turning cold.
The daughter turns to look at her father again. He smiles at her and tilts his head. She smiles back. She disappears. He keeps smiling. He doesn't know. He still sees her. She's still there. The father disappears. The crowd dissipates one by one. The children vanish into thin air. The glow-in-the-dark stars on the carpet shining up through them. The adults are all gone, too. The men in beige suits are nowhere to be seen. A woman's hand reaches out from behind the curtain. She curls her pretty red nails in a come-here motion towards Jonathan Barker. He shakes his head. He walks into the darkness and vanishes. The establishment is so dark now, it's almost hard to tell it's there. The only thing left in the world is the stage. They keep swinging. The woman's hand hangs limply. They keep dancing.
My cup runneth over with love.
They say you can still hear the kids playing under the ground.
Wow. Ooh, that one took a lot out of me. You know, there was some spelling grammar stuff, a few minor changes, but overall, I think this is really good. And once you get those edits, I think it's ready for posting.
One thing I will note, I think that in some cases, I'll be careful with the way I will phrase this. Sometimes maybe a little less detail is required. Because I noticed a lot of like, he looks at this and then he looks at that and he looks back at that.
Yeah, yeah. And also, like, in the context of the article, it assumes things about their emotions, which, like, for effect in prose is really cool, but I don't know if it would necessarily fit in, like, a video log transcription, like, if they would know that. But, like, there was a lot of, like, smile kind of thing that could be cut down on, too. But overall, I really like this article a lot. Also, we have some notes for critters if you want to read these.
Yes, absolutely. Those are crazy. Therapist is supposed to be an asshole. Interrogator is based on Columbo, but supposed to sound like David Lynch. Why didn't you do a David Lynch impression?
I don't even know who David Lynch is. What does he sound
Wow,
like?
Coop.
What?
That's a regular Hochi Mama.
That's a regular Hochi Mama. Like that? Is that David
Maybe
Lynch?
Yeah, a little bit. Employee is based on a couple of guys from Clerks plus Kobeni, Coop. And Z isn't lying about anything. Billy Bob is opposed to the dog forces here, but he is powerless. Last log, Coop, remember, the last log purposely begins to slip away from clinical tone.
That's a fair enough thing. Yeah, we did bring that up.
Yeah.
I'll allow it. I'll allow it. And then some lore notes for themselves, blah, 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 blah.
I need to get like an apple or something very quick, and let's like die of hunger.
How do you think I feel? I have to take a poopy. We still have like 6 of these to read. Alright.
Well, do you want a second?
2, 3, 4, 5. No, we only have 5 to read, you idiot, you worm. You fool. You bastard. Kensington! Oh, is this by Quaker? Quaker Button Nose? Oh my goodness. Kensington, no. This one's not too long. I see Quaker is a Google Docs Chad. I am so tired. Oh my goodness gracious. How you guys doing this weekend? This fine morning, or I guess like evening for British people. It's not even morning. It's almost after. It's almost noon now. It's like 11 here. Quaker piece of tea, Crow Cat. Quaker piece.
Hello, I'm back.
Welcome back. Hang on. I'm so sorry. I just need a quick moment. If you can converse with the audience.
Hello, audience. It's me, Tanny. You know me. What do you think about biscuits?
All right. Sorry, I just needed to get the address for the niece party later. I'm good. We're on the Quaker one. Kensington Gore. I can't take the name Kensington seriously. I always think of the Kensington No. My papa owns this lake. It's like fucking. That meme's like fucking 5 years old, and I still think about it.
It's a good meme.
It's a
That's what
good
I'd say.
Kensington No.
Word. Looks like you caught me. Remember that one?
Yeah. All right. We have Kensington Gore by Quaker Button Nose.
Let's get into it. Let's get into it.
My voice. If I'm to do any Aether today, you're gonna.
Puts a hand on your shoulder and pushes you behind me. I'll take it from here.
He's working so hard to protect my vocal cords.
You know, it's like a little bit of blood coming out of my mouth. It's like, no, he's already wounded.
Taking in 1/10 of Luffy's pain or whatever.
Warning, the following file is level 5 classified. There are multiple versions of this file available to personnel of your clearance level. You're currently viewing the level 5 XXX version of the file.
Tan, is that true? Is Kensington Gore British theater slang for fake blood?
I don't fucking know.
You weren't a theater kid? That surprises me. I would have thought you were a theater kid. What did you do?
No, I was a fucking jock. No,
you were not a jock.
Imagine that cursed law.
What the fuck did you do in high school? Were you in like any sports or clubs?
Not really.
Were you just a gamer boy?
Yeah.
Oh, that's fine.
I was happy.
Yeah, that's all that matters.
I was happy back then.
Were you?
No.
Or do we just believe we were happier because we are in the here and now?
Exactly.
You know,
But anyway, object class kata. Object containment procedures. The SCP is stored in a standard medium object locker at Area X. Due to the complexity of containing the anomaly and need for secrecy around the project, the SCP is a sole anomaly housed at the area. All personnel assigned to the area must fill the following criteria. They are unmarried, they have no close family members currently employed by the Foundation, they are emotionally stable and do not struggle to manage stress.
Oh, you're looking for fucking... What's the word I'm looking for? Like, that's like so rare, I imagine, in the Foundation. Emotionally stable and can manage stress with ease.
They have a score of 64 or higher on the personnel loyalty and obedience examination. They have a score of 5 or higher on the anomalous danger and upheaval aversion tests. They are skilled in acting, lying, or both. Mitigation of the SCP's anomalous effects depends on deceiving Foundation staff not assigned to the anomaly about the nature of its containment. All information related to the true containment cycle of the SCP is classified level 5-XXXX.
Wait, that available for everyone? Oh, no, this is the level 5. I see. So there's theoretically another article out there, but we're not seeing that. Okay, that's interesting, because usually they do it the other way, where you see the fake one, and then... So this is kind of interesting so far.
All documents and records referencing the true containment cycle of the SCP, or contradicting false documents created as part of the SCP containment cycle, are classified level 5-X. The following documents have been falsified and added to the Area X servers. To ensure as many unassigned personnel view these documents as possible, they must be classified level 1. Excuse me. Any proposed edits to these documents must be approved by the Area Director and at least one member of RISA. Documents must be reviewed during and after approved edits to ensure they do not contradict themselves or other SCP documents. Employee records showing the transfer of 7 Class D personnel to the area each week. Financial records and supplier logs featuring purchasing standard supplies facilities housing Class D personnel. A floor plan of the area's Wing B, edited to include standard Class D housing quarters. A floor plan of the area's Wing C, edited to include a containment chamber for the SCP. The chamber possesses a drain grate installed on the floor, a viewing window connected to an observation room, and an adjacent incinerator room. Standard workplace guidelines for biohazard remediation, corpse disposal, and psychotherapy. Financial records and supplier logs featuring purchases including polyethylene sheeting, sodium hypochlorite, and disposable scalpel blades. For a full list of required additions, see document 5B-2A. A modified version of the Area X weekly schedule. Notable changes are included below. Time. Tuesday, 6:15, mandatory therapy sessions for all area staff, and then the real schedule is mandatory acting lessons for all area staff.
Nice.
Friday, 3:45. Again, same thing. Every day at 12:30. Full schedule, torture and killing of one Class D subject placed on the SCP. Real schedule, beginning of lunch break.
Oh, they like pretend to kill to satisfy the theater. That's why it's Kensington Gore.
Yeah.
It's like a fake sacrifice. That's fun.
For a full list of differences between the false and genuine area weekly schedules, see document. At least once every 3 months, a member of the area staff is to be sent to another Foundation facility. A reasonable motive for the visit unrelated to the SCP must be given, such as attending a conference or consulting on a Foundation project. The staff member's assignment to the SCP should be made clear to the personnel of this facility. So he has to go like, oh, it's so awful, we have to kill so many people.
No.
I hate it. My wounds, my mental wounds.
I'm so damaged. I'm gonna obtain a wound.
I have nothing to live for, unless...
How hungry?
Description. The SCP is an altar composed of limestone measuring meters in height. One of the SCP's 2 longer sides is decoratively engraved a pair of hands bound at the wrists. A shallow basin is carved into its top surface. The SCP has no anomalous effects or attributes in its inactive state. When the SCP enters its active state, it begins emitting sound waves of varying frequency between 10 and 15 Hz. The following occurs in its immediate surroundings. Humans develop blood-filled lesions similar to boils, most commonly on the face and arms. These lesions are painful to touch and leave crater-like depressions in the skin upon bursting. Ew. Soil loses essential plant macronutrients and micronutrients. Attempts to reintroducing nutrients to affected soil through fertilizing chemicals and plants have no effect. Livestock develop lameness, blindness, and severe immunocompromise. Mammals cease producing milk, and species famed for their wool develop alopecia. Avians and fish cease laying eggs. Colony collapse disorder occurs in domesticated bees. Undomesticated and feral organisms are unaffected.
So it's like a brutal plague upon all life until a sacrifice is made.
Water intended for human use, such as drinking or bathing, undergoes material transformation. Affected water becomes human blood. Well, what's the problem with bathing in that?
Vampire time!
It makes my youth come back, after all. Baffery. All produced blood is type A negative and originates from a male of mixed Egyptian and white British descent.
Epic Elizabeth Bathory reference.
Thank you. I was going to say I stand here, I don't.
I was about to say that might be too far.
Attempts to identify this individual are currently in progress. Food intended for human consumption undergoes material transformation. Affected food becomes ash consisting of burnt parchment and black oak wood.
Don't forget another comma after whatever your is, by the way.
Yeah, don't forget. Don't you fucking forget, Quaker, okay?
Actually, you don't actually need that. That's an Oxford comma.
Hey, out the way. Don't forget.
Technically, it's grammatically correct regardless, but I always do the comma before the and because I'm crazy. It's an Oxford comma. You're British, so you have to put it in because Oxford is in England.
It's part of the contract. These events affect an exponentially wider area the longer the SCP remains in its active state.
Honestly, why don't you just make it burnt parchment and black oak wood then? If you don't need a third thing.
The SCP becomes inactive when a large group of people believe that the torture and killing of one human subject per day is being performed on the SCP. Actually, performing these actions causes no observable changes to the SCP or its anomalous effects.
End of file. You have one new email.
To recipient. Oh my god, recipient himself.
From sender?
From sender. Oh, Dr. Sender. Subject.
Hell yes.
I'm sure this is all a lot to take in. I get a lot of questions about what do we do here from incoming staffers. I think the one that leaves them the most illuminated is why are we lying to Foundation personnel about this? Why not anyone else? In my eyes, there's 2 answers. I'll give you the official one first. Practicality. Telling civilians that dozens of people are being sacrificed on one specific altar every month will make them ask further questions. And the Foundation's mission statement is making sure they don't do that. Civilians would also be significantly more likely to try storming the area to rescue our non-existent victims than Foundationers, who we know will accept almost anything as long as it's mandated by high-ups and happening somewhere far away.
That's fucked up.
Now for the second answer, my conjecture on the situation, if you will. About 5 years ago, we put together a feature-length documentary for the Site-19 conference, Blood and Limestone, the SCP-X Dilemma. We signed up to do it less than a month before the conference, so the whole thing was shot over the course of a few weeks and scripted in even less time. Almost all the film was done during lunch breaks. It wasn't the most skillfully made project mid that year, and we knew it. Blood and Limestone was the #1 most popular thing at that year's conference. The film was shown again the next year and the year after that. We had to give a talk with Q&A sessions along the set rowings, and eventually put together an expanded version of the talk with all new scenes in the film. The film is now being shown at over a dozen Foundation facilities around the world, and we're currently working on a sequel. I hope you're not too camera shy. There's an ongoing debate about whether we should make it an official part of the containment procedures. When I first brought into the SCP project, there was a very widespread theory around fear. People needed to feel terror and dread thinking about blood sacrifice for the altar to become active. It's really happening.
Oh no. No! We've lost him! The family! The email is so unfinished, monkey covering eyes. Waiting for Tanhoney. Yeah, that's why you always need to get a second pair of eyes on crit, because like you should always read your own work back and crit it, but there are things you just won't catch either because you know them in your head, or because you haven't read it out loud, or because someone else has a different perspective from you. You don't want to get too many cooks in the kitchen with it. Like you don't want like 10 different people all like with different thoughts all contributing, but get some people you trust who kind of have the like the same thing you're going for, and like have them read over it.
Okay, I'm back.
Sorry, I was just giving basic ass advice.
I've got food here, so can I popcorn for you for a little bit?
Yeah, just this once. I'll allow it. And then where were we? Fuck. Oh, not just believe it was being performed. You should see the faces in the crowd when we show Blood and Limestone. We were wrong. There's no fear there. It's fascination, awe, reverence, sympathy, and sorrow too, but it's mostly drowned out by the admiration. So basically, if I'm understanding Quaker, they perform a play, and that play is enough to satisfy the conditions of the altar, but they also show it, and like people enjoy it, and they're getting into it, right? Or am I misunderstanding? Foundation culture has long since had an obsession with making sacrifices and hard choices. Blood and Limestone just wrapped it up in a perfect little package for them. Note, I couldn't get
they just like me for real.
I couldn't get the next part finished in time, so the email stops making sense past this point. And then along comes an anomaly which, if contained in a certain way, can be pointed to as the perfect example of that without requiring any actual bloodshed or loss of limited resources. I'm not saying someone upstairs deliberately sought the thing out or, God forbid, created it. Far from it. I'm just saying they saw their chance and they took it. I think whoever made the call knew. They knew. What do you have to look forward to in your first few weeks at Area Blank? If you have any questions, feel free to send them to me. I can't promise I'll get back to you right away, but I'll try to reply as fast as I can. Sincerely, Director Sharon LaRue. I don't think it stops making sense. It's maybe a little fast. Like, there may need to be a little more pacing, but I don't think it, like, didn't make sense. Also, bye, Senpao.
See you, Senpao.
Questions for critters. I'm not sure if the fake sacrifice should be declassed or not. Does it feel in character for Foundation personnel to treat declass as being killed is a big deal? So that's what I really like about your article, that they treat it like it's a thing. Because, as we know in Series 1, declass are basically just fucking the meat for the bride. Yeah. But as we go on and Foundation doctors become more complicated and care about people, I think it makes sense for... almost like how workplaces have become more quote-unquote sensitive, for them to, like, care more about the lives they're throwing away. One, because it makes sense that, like, people start to realize, what the fuck, this is fucked up. But two, as this gets bigger, SCP, because there's so many fucking SCPs in setting now, it's not really feasible to have this many death row inmates or randoms that they pull to kill, you know? Like, it gets to a number where it's so crazy that I feel like it's not even, like, a plausible thing. So it makes sense that they would start to see that there need to be, like, alternative methods. So I think it actually makes the article stand out and is nice. What do you think about the commentary on the older wiki trend of obsessing over utilitarian themes and shoot the dog scenarios? I think it's pretty good. I like it. I think you have something big here. It obviously needs editing. You're not done with it. I would also love to see, either for comedy or just for reference, like maybe a short script, and it's like example of a scene from Blood and Limestone of them performing it, just because I think that'd be fun to read, as long as it's not too long-winded and, you know, has purpose. Obviously the email needs a bit better pacing in it, but overall I think you have like 75%, like the bones of a pretty solid article. What do you think, Dan?
I think as well. I really like the idea of like inspecting that, because there is like a bit of a fetish for like, oh, we're the guys who make the tough choices.
Yeah.
We
It's
have to
so
do the
hard
fucked up
killing
thing,
other
but,
people. It's so hard killing
exactly.
other people, and then it's like, oh, I have PTSD about it, though. And it's like, shut up. You just kill people. You know what the Foundation is, Tan?
Mm.
The Foundation's like the Oppenheimers of the fucking community. They're like wringing their hands. Oh, it's so fucked up. I killed millions. Meanwhile, containing the thing that specifically requires killing millions to contain. Oh no. That kind of weepiness makes me sick. But yeah, I really appreciate this article. I like it a lot, Quicker. Good stuff. I really, really want you to finish this and post it. I don't want this to just, like, fade away to obscurity, because I know you submitted something last year, I think, or the year before, and I don't know if you ever posted it, but this, I really want you to post it when it's finished. I had the idea of reading Cactus's Fear Alone Tale and wondering how it would actually work. Yeah, keep working on this. Keep getting crit. I think this is good. Alright, so that one wasn't too long. What's next on the docket?
Well, you've got a pretty short one next as well. This is
Are we gonna make it, bros?
I'm gonna make it.
It's called Shitpost. Alright. Is this like a Black Queen thing?
I don't know. I don't think so.
Oh, the format made me think of that. This format's actually giving me a headache. I have no clue how to read this. That's not a crit on you. I'm sure it's like a GOI thing, but like I have no it's like stressing me out. Too much left and right lines. Okay. And then that has a link. All right. How about I'll read the stuff on the right. You read the stuff on the left, and I'll read the center stuff too because you're eating. Is that fine?
Okay. Yeah, sure.
It was a nice day in Campanium, Greece. Sun shined, chairs farted. Sorry, I don't know why that pleased me. Sun shined, chairs farted, and an old explorer happily woke up. He went to the skylight, noticing a little star with more than a shape paint. Paint a familiar island on a piece of paper.
Paladez, active as ever. What are you drawing? Is it the beautiful isle?
He almost reeled. Ah, Andromaxus! I was right about to draw a map of the United King.
Why the fuck is Scotland an island? I'm rioting.
Andromaxus, I have my reasons.
Sorry.
The explorer swiftly took a glass of beer, conveniently appeared from thin air, and threw it to Faladaz.
They're Gaelic.
You're disappointing me. The people who founded Scotland were Irish.
They're Irish. What the fuck does that mean? If they're in Scotland, then they're Scottish.
Director Gillespie joined the conversation, appearing from the same thin air of the class. Why are you screaming?
You stay on this.
Director was pataphysically slapped and disappeared.
They're Irish if they are an island.
The little star took an interest, opening the Wikipedia.
No, they took an internet.
Oh. The little star took an internet, opening the Wikipedia and pointing to a peculiar paragraph. Scotai, or Scotai, is a Latin name for the Gaels. Fake footnote. First attested in the late 3rd century. At first it referred to all Gaels, originally in Ireland, then those who settled in Great Britain also, but later it came to refer only to Gaels in northern Britain. A same numbered footnote. The kingdom to which their culture spread became known as Scotia or Scotland, and eventually all its inhabitants came to be known as Scots.
So you brought strangers to Ireland. How old is this map? What year is it?
1315, but it's alternative history.
Are they a bit too expanded?
Is this like a fucking CK2 game? Oh, and you get angry at that, but ignore Belgium in the south. He looked back at the map.
I don't give a shit about Belgium. Sorry.
He looked back at the map. Wow, she really put Belgium in the south.
I don't give a shit about Belgium. The Irish. Go and please eat it for breakfast.
Faladaz could not hide her laughter.
You goddamn, the Irish in Scotland. They're not in Scotland.
Yeah?
So they're not Irish.
Breathe a bit, Andro!
Then why is it called Scotland?
The unspecified being was confused, as even she didn't understand how could someone use more than a question mark in just a phrase. Because it's the land of Scotai. Etymology works. I did not call it Caledonia. Somewhere a fan of the Roman Empire skipped a heartbeat.
Scotai take their name from the region, though.
This feels like it was made for a very specific kind of audience, and I kind of fuck with it. No.
What the fuck do you mean, nah? Yes.
Scotland takes its name from Scotai.
No, it makes no sense. They're called Scotite because they live in Scotland.
The fart took again the Wikipedia internet from before. The name Scotland derives from the Latin Scotia, land of the Scots, a Celtic people from Ireland who settled on the west coast of Great Britain about the 5th century CE. No, wait a sec. Ireland was a Scotland before! What a plot twist!
Wait,
I once smile with a little chin. What
but
is
they're
the
Gaelic.
C?
They're basically Irish, but they never lived in Ireland.
Wait, what's the little C under the smile? It's like a chin or something? Yes.
So you're wrong.
No.
They didn't live in Scotland, the fuck.
It's not a historical map, Andrew!
Okay, I got that, but did they even touch Scotland?
Director Gillespie came back from the pataphysical slap. I'm here just to make this tale part of the Site-77 canon!
You again!
Director was pataphysically slapped and disappeared. We hope she now is where she can't annoy us, possibly in southern Italy. No, but the area they live in is called Scotland because of them. It's made to hurt.
Fucking Kaiser Wilhelm II, you're so uncivilized. So it's Scotia, land of Gaelics.
I literally wrote down there that Scotland takes its name from them.
Damn you, it can't be Scotia, Scotland if anything.
It's a variable.
Listen, I'll beat you.
This is just us. With the scones and the
Talking about
biscuits.
biscuits.
It's very sobering. In that moment, as the Ado was about to take another glass of beer, he grabbed Alad Adadunya's tie. What's happening? It's the same Okay, let's stop screaming.
Beast!
I hurt Andrew with a map. Andrew, you're tarnished.
Andrew exploded. No.
God.
I don't know if I get it, but
I don't get this at all. It was a fun romp to read, but I can't really give this any crit as an article because it seems very random.
outside my understanding.
Yeah. It's something about CK2 and, like, autism map games. I don't know. It's beyond me. The farts got me, though. I'm not gonna lie.
I
Alright.
went for farts.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm not trying to, like, be ignorant. I just don't even know where to begin with critting this. I guess if this was your intent, it does what it accomplishes, but I don't know. Alright. Now we have Defying Gravity. Director was
Yes.
pataphysically slapped is such a banger line. So true, surreal. Alright, who wrote this one? Oh, this is another short one. Good on you guys for saving my life. I thought we weren't gonna make it. Oh, Evie Lecter! That's our boy from the server!
yes.
Everybody, tell Evie Lecter that they're awesome. That makes
Evie
me
Lecter.
happy. Evie Lecter's been in our community for so long, and I know they're like one of our younger fans, and it's cool to see them like branch out and like create something. I don't know if they've created before, but this brings a smile to my face.
Have a super strawberry shake because you're epic.
No, don't give him that! No! Oh, Lord have mercy. Notice from the Foundation Records and Information Security Administration. As the status of the majority of Foundation sites are currently unknown, the following document has been authored by Alexandra.aic. Tanoni.
What?
Aren't you done eating yet?
No, it's a meal. I'm sorry.
What the fuck, dude? It's been like 20 minutes since you got food.
Because I've been reading at the same fucking time.
You read one guy's lines. Alright, fine. Fine.
It's Sunday dinner.
Fine. Gemini World. Whew. They've written a few articles, says Crocat. My apologies then. That's still, though. It put a smile on my face to see this. You can't take that from me, Crocat, no matter how much you clarify.
What if I told you that Shigaraki was your grandson?
Shut up.
Did I take your smile, old mate?
Special containment procedures. Oh, God. Have you heard that MHA apparently has been going pretty crazy? This isn't the time to talk about that. We got stuff to get through, but just like I've heard, it's getting real wacky.
Yeah, wild.
As SCP-XXXX is uncontainable, efforts are currently centered around finding survivors. Any AIAD systems located in any semi-operable Foundation sites have deployed reconnaissance vehicles and drones to scour the Earth for any traces of survivors and gather supplies for them. Self-automated... Oh, my fucking chest hurts. My heartburn.
Oh.
Self-automated construction vehicles, which have not been destroyed during SCP, have also been deployed to rebuild their sites for shelter. Nice, Evie. I'm proud of you. Description. The SCP refers to an event which occurred on May 19th, 2022, where all gravitational force on Earth ceased for approximately 5 seconds. Due to the lack of gravitational force pulling them down, all masses on Earth were immediately displaced by its rotational speed. This includes the significant loss of Earth's atmosphere and important binding agents within it, leading to all concrete structures and buildings collapsing almost instantaneously. Following the SCP, all items displaced by the anomaly began falling back to Earth, resulting in the majority of living things not yet killed during the event expiring on impact. Any survivors following the initial impact were either crushed by falling debris or killed via major natural disasters. Wouldn't inertia have saved them within a 5-second span? Maybe not. I don't know enough about physics to combat that.
I don't know.
As of the time of writing, it is currently unknown whether or not there are any survivors following the SCP, as all major communication networks have been disrupted by the event. Aside from finding survivors, efforts to discover the cause of the SCP are currently underway. Addendum 1. Several flight and communication logs of an SCP...
I like this idea. I like this idea of, like, everyone on Earth fucking died. Now the astronauts have to investigate.
Yeah, it's very Planet of the Apes-y. I like it a lot. Several flight and communication logs of an SCP Foundation spacecraft were retrieved from the remnants of the National Aeronautics and Space Administration, NASA's Mission Control Building. The following logs have been gathered and compiled into the following auto-transcription log.
This is me when I achieve Made in Heaven.
Begin log. Supply ship Ramina 5 launches from Kennedy Space Center to the International Space Station, ISS. That's how you achieve heaven. Ramina 5 reaches orbit and begins its route towards the ISS. The SCP Foundation receives several emergency transmissions from NASA about a gargantuan spatial anomaly approaching the solar system. Despite this, as rough estimates and observations show this anomaly keeping its distance from Earth, it has been deemed to not be a threat. The SCP Foundation receives a report of a sudden increase in speed from the anomaly, with calculations estimating that it was on a collision course with Earth. The anomaly nears the solar system. Events similar to the SCP reportedly occur on planets within it. SCP occurs. End log. The following image was also taken from surveillance cameras aboard the ISS. Oh, fun. Receiving.
Nice.
Receiving. Receiving. Transmission successfully received. Transcribing. The following radio transmission was received by all functional SCP Foundation sites 2 days after the SCP occurred. Hello? Hello? Is anyone there?
Hello. Still looking fine, then, for these guys.
Hello? Is there anyone left? The voice softens as the speaker moves away from the microphone. I didn't think this would happen. I just wanted to help. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. This was a really good short form article.
Yeah.
13 out of 10. You did it brilliantly. It was short. It carried on its themes. It got us its premise. I felt the atmosphere you were going for. It's all so sudden. I could feel, like, the panic in that guy. That was good. Really fucking good, Evie. 13 out of 10 for you. Click the link. Oh, shit, there's a part 2! Fuck, never mind. Whoops.
What's all the pre-short from?
Oh, okay, yeah. I didn't know! I saw it now! Don't hide it in a thing. I'm used to those being links to articles. Item number, SCP-XXXX. Level 2 restricted. Object containment class safe. Disruption class of LAM. Risk class notice. Special containment procedures. Ugh. The toilet containing the SCP is to be cordoned off from the rest of Singapore Polytechnic under the cover story of it going under renovation following student feedback. As a result, several Foundation staff have been embedded as construction workers to prevent students from entering the toilet. As the SCP is currently unable to be moved to an existing Foundation site, the toilet has been converted into a climate-controlled cell to prevent extraneous factors from affecting the anomaly. Description. The SCP refers to a sapient mold colony located on a mirror in the third-floor male's public toilet of T21
Oh my
Singapore
God.
Polytechnic. What?
I think I just realised. No, keep going.
The anomaly contains a replica of the solar system, with life similar to Earth's having been confirmed to inhabit it. Additionally, researchers have also discovered that everything on SCP's Earth is near identical to that of ours, including the SCP Foundation. Following this discovery, the Department of Communications has been brought in to facilitate amicable discussion between the inhabitants located within the SCP and the Foundation. Wait, did they, like, accidentally flush the toilet or something?
Keep going.
On May 19th, 2022, junior researcher Zendao Mei slipped on a puddle when attempting to install a glass dome over the SCP. As the gravitational force of researcher Zen far exceeds that of SCP's version of Earth, it presumably caused the objects of that Earth to be pulled towards him before he managed to steady and distance himself from the anomaly. Following this incident, researcher Zen has been sent to 6 months of Foundation-mandated counseling. Foundation researchers are currently attempting to re-establish contact with life within the SCP. That's what the "so sorry" was! Okay. Still a great article. Still a 13 out of 10, but for very, very different reasons now.
The suffering is so funny.
Oh, post this immediately. No notes. Post it. Just post it. What do you think, Tan?
I'll probably say post it as well.
Just post it right now. Seriously, I'm dead serious. You don't need any more crit. This is perfect. Wow, that's fucking funny. It's so good. Good article. It's like a fucking Rick and Morty sketch or something. We have 2 left. We're almost there. Do you believe in gravity? Oh fuck, this one's... That's not too long. I'm out of it though. You better be done with your goddamn meal.
I just finished, yeah. Let me take the plate out. Be right back.
I'm sailing away, set an open course for fantasy.
Okay, I'm back.
Welcome back. Real Surreal Sir said it's only 1,200 words, so it shouldn't be too bad.
No problem. Item number, X. Object class, uSalad. Special contained procedures. All standard external sources, i.e. local news media, law enforcement reports, online web traffic, etc., are to be routinely monitored for evidence of SCP manifestation events. Local embedded agents are to push for increased public video monitoring of public areas when the anomaly's known area of effect. What does that say now, the footnote, please?
Approximately to cover much of the geographic area in or around the Florida Panhandle region of that
Jarvis,
state in
give
the
us the
US.
footnotes.
Jarvis, make me a vanilla strawberry shake or whatever the fuck.
I'm sorry, Mr. Stark. However, I've already fucking killed you.
That was such a good Jarvis. It's what he would say.
Maybe I am a monster.
No.
Local agents and nearby Site 207 administration are also to proactively encourage the increased usage and presence of accessible security cameras in public spaces within and immediately surrounding the no region effect. While typical civilian encounters do not represent any likely threat to Foundation goals of secrecy and public awareness, as they can be usually reasonably chalked to grief, delusion, and/or spiritual encounter of the sort nonetheless believed in by much of the populace of little actual consequence to the broader veil, and without the need of Foundation intervention, amnestics, or small-scale disinformation tactics may be used on a case-by-case basis at the discretion of the SCP containment staff as deemed necessary. Split that up. Split that up. That needs to be more than 1 sentence, please.
Yeah, you absolutely need to put some punctuation in there. I would put a period after sort, and then something like, therefore, there's little actual consequence to the broader veil, and does not require Foundation intervention, and then period, and then you can write amnestics and or small scale disinformation tactics may be used on a case by case basis. That's what I would do. Thoughts?
I'd probably say agree.
Nice.
Let's get back into it. Description. The SCP collectively designates any instance of entities appearing to individuals within the anomaly's region of effect. Instances of the SCP specifically manifest as illusory depictions of one of a target's individuals missing or deceased loved ones.
Especially those who... I was already...
Footnote.
I was already...
Of course, Mr. Stark.
Gemini World. I
Sorry,
throw my
Mr. Stark,
fist at
but I
you.
already cancelled out your AFU with Neverwire.
Used forcible act day 30 deactivation or whatever. Especially those who were recently lost.
No. Usually appearing as if floating slightly above the ground a short distance away from the targeted individual. He often communicates to the witness as those lost loved ones, almost universally in an affectionate and emotional manner, and in ways that demonstrate intimate knowledge of the target's personal background and history.
No.
No. This recurring phenomenon primarily occurs with subjects who are found in open and non-crowded spaces, but who are nonetheless alone at the time. Should additional individuals come within range of perceiving the anomaly, it will instantaneously de-manifest, often to the distress of the individuals with whom it is interacting. While this almost universally leads to great distress on the persons to whom the SCP instances initially appear, it appears to remain within expected ranges of psychological effects for individuals who believe they've experienced encounters with loved ones after their passing. Jarvis footnotes.
I.e., rather than the potential result of some cognitohazardous or otherwise anomalous mental/emotional effect.
Okay, thank you, Jarvis. Addendum,
Jarvis,
log of
human
encounters.
testicular torsion.
It's already been done, Mr. Stark. Maybe I am a monster. Well, following is a representative sample of incident summaries from documented events linked to the SCP phenomenon.
Let's popcorn these back and forth to be nice to each other.
Okay, you first then.
Alright. Subject R.J. Fisher, age 32. Location, just outside an interstate rest area. The SCP instance appeared as subject's recently deceased wife, who expressed joy and affection at seeing him again. Fisher stated that he soon went towards her for an embrace and a kiss, and briefly closed his eyes in doing so. He did not feel her where he expected to, and found his wife was no longer present. Make sure that's her instead of here.
Two should be just 1-0.
Yep. Another traveler who happened to exit the restroom around the same moment noted that he saw Fisher appear to stumble while swinging his arms forward, then express extreme distress before frantically asking the traveler if she'd seen a beautiful woman moments prior. They confirmed that they did not.
Subject Catherine Anderson, age 61. Location parking lot of the office building where she works. The SCP appeared as the subject's recently departed mother. Subject stated the apparition asked why she'd been left to rot in a third-rate nursing home, only to appear to forgive Anderson after emotional apology and invite her daughter in for one last hug.
You're a third. You know the Yu-Gi-Oh line. It's you're a third-rate old person in a fourth-rate nursing home.
First subject, the instance disappeared just after this request, with Anderson describing her mother suddenly disappearing in the headlight of a vehicle entering the lot. The vehicle turned out to be a co-worker returning to the office to search for their lost wallet. They confirmed upon questioning not to have seen the entity described by Anderson.
Subject, Boris Carter, age 57. Location, local park amidst one of Carter's habitual early morning jogs. Subject asserts that as they rounded a corner on the track, his long-missing son...
Michael, it's your birthday today.
I think you need, appeared after Michael. Subject asserts that as they rounded the corner on the track, his long-missing son, Michael, appeared. During a brief ensuing conversation, the elder Carter recounted that his son explained that he had been kidnapped, but only just escaped and made his way back home. Subject claims that Michael interrupted himself mid-sentence and ran into nearby woods upon the approach of another jogger. Though Boris Carter ran after to search for his son.
His new son.
He eventually gave up.
We got a new son on the dark web.
He eventually gave up upon seeing the same jogger again a few minutes later.
The jogger's standing there looking for someone.
Carter then began a physical altercation under the mistaken assumption that the man must have been whom Michael had been fleeing from, and thus a participant in his purported kidnapping. The instance resembling Carter's lost son looked just like he remembered him, despite the fact that Michael Carter disappeared at age 15 but would have been 22 by the time of the associated SCP manifestation. The real Michael Carter's disappearance remains unsolved.
Subject, Tommy Bajanik, age 11. Location, the front yard of the small apartment complex where Tommy and his family reside. Per his mother, who was inside at the time watching television, Tommy was playing outside in the front yard when he loudly shouted, "Balto!" the name of their recently lost pet dog. Oh. By the time Miss Bajanik got up and made her way to the front door, however, she heard her son yell and found the yard empty. Miss Bajanik also noted that a child's yell seemed to come from somewhere above before quickly dissipating, though has little idea as to what this means, if anything. Tommy remains missing at this time. No, the dog took him.
No.
Hi, Tommy. So sorry I died.
I'm in heaven now. Alright, this is you, Bubby.
Update. Don't call me that.
Bubby.
I said that so seriously, like I've got bad history.
Sorry, you're my Bubby. I can't help it.
She called me Bubby. You can't.
What?
No.
Tan?
No.
I think Tan would literally explode if he dated anyone. I can't even imagine it. That's insane.
On October 27th, 2022. Hey, that's 15 days after my birthday. Level 1
Hey,
internal.
guys, everyone mark on your calendars October 12th.
I'm about to see some fucking presents. Level 1 internal security agent Laura Canton at Site 207 near Pensacola, Florida, reported a suspected SCP-X instance. The agent, who'd been selected for the current role within the Department of Cognitohazards for the uniquely high Natural Cognitive Resilience Index score,
Since
Jarvis.
further, I'm already reading it! Since further enhanced through specialized training.
Reported encountering some kind of apparition trying to imitate her estranged father at a local rest area, while the agent was travelling back to her assigned site from a short vacation, with the spectre appearing to periodically shift between a likeness of her father and one of some sort of butchered or burned hanging corpse.
Oh, Jesus.
The now suspected SCP incident soon quickly and suddenly flew into the sky, though not before the agent was able to capture a single photograph.
Note to critters, I will replace this trash image. I'm just keeping this first failed abandoned attempt to give a rough idea of what will be here, i.e. something far above fishing for people.
SpongeBob, me boy!
Yeah, I was gonna say the SpongeBob episode. I like
The
it,
anomaly
though.
has since been linked to potentially hundreds of recent disappearances in the area. Full file update is pending following completion of full administrative review and potential approval of requested
It
reclassification.
almost makes me
data.
wonder, is this a malicious entity that's like impersonating dead ones, or is it actual dead ones just like come up to the afterlife with me? Unfortunately, they are not T3DK, but
It
next
would be closed a
year,
week ago, I'm afraid.
next year we'd love to have you. Wow, that was pretty good. A couple edits for grammar, spelling. I think other than that first one, I did notice you
I'm
have
in
a habit.
heaven now.
Yeah,
So sorry I
you have a
died.
habit of doing longer sentences that I think you could break up a little bit more in general, aside from just that first one. But overall, I liked it. Good article. Thoughts, Tan?
I liked it a lot. I like the fishing motif.
Any other
I
crits?
hope you like, even if you change yours, I hope we can keep that idea of like the fishing rod because I really like that.
Yeah, it's good. We only have one left. It's almost over.
The final boss.
How long is it?
It's 6 pages.
Oh god, and it's like not broken up either. Oh god, oh god. Wait, whose is this, by the way?
Who knows?
Sobek. It's Sobek's.
Go back.
What do you mean, who knows?
How am I meant to know?
You click on the link and it tells you who the author is, like who made the Google Doc.
Oh, there you go.
Oh.
Well, I read the last one, so.
Oh, fuck off. Okay. Oh, come on, do it for Sobek. Do it for Sobek. I'm in my zone. I'm in my zone. If I can read 12 pages of Aethereal Space, I could read 6 pages of Sobek. You know, I can do this. All right, I'm ready. I talked myself up. Is this a tale, by the way?
I think so.
They have no use for your song by Sobek. I'd been sitting there for half an hour now. The toilet seat was cold. I wasn't exactly feeling the call of nature, but I had needed a minute to myself. God! Had it really been a year since I'd last visited home? Since I'd last seen any of my extended family? I hadn't even planned on coming back. I was just about to let my parents know I'd be working in Bismarck over the winter break, hoping to save up for a post-graduation holiday when they'd come up to visit. Stern faces looking across from me at the coffee shop, none of the cheer that they were infamous for. Lots of discussions about coming of age and being old enough to know. My mother's side of the family is strange. My dad is American, in the sense that he doesn't really care about his heritage. He takes more pride in the local baseball team than he does in which European country his great-great forebears came from. My mother's family, though, take a great deal of pride in their heritage. Polish, having come over in 1937, just before everything went to shit over there. A lot of people assume I'm Jewish when I tell them that. We're not, though. My grandparents are oddly cagey about where exactly they came from, but that never stopped them from bringing Poland to North Dakota. The biggest night of the year in the community was Kolyada, winter solstice. Kids were never allowed to celebrate in our town, not with the adults. We always spent it at grandmother's house, away from the community center. I was allowed there any other day of the year, playing basketball or attending Boy Scouts or... Regardless, it wasn't the location that was the problem. I barely thought about it as a kid, happy to hang out with my cooler 16-year-old cousins for the evening. But then they turned 18, and then it was just me and my grandmother. She was an eerie woman in a kind way. Often found her looking out of the window wistfully, not up at the sky, no, down at the dirt. Like she was waiting for someone to burst from the ground. But then she'd spot me watching, without turning her head, even if I'd really been sneaky. And she'd pick me up in her arms and spin me a tale about the old country. I hadn't spoken to her since I left, something in her eyes when I'd come in from the cold after days in the woods, talking about the wet red thing I'd been slinking through the corridor at the community center. The day after Kolyada, I'd rushed off to college, spending most of my time in Bismarck. My feet were numb now. I stood up, wincing as blood rushed back into my legs and my skin prickled and writhed with restored sensations. Ow! What was I doing? It was stupid to just stew in my anxiety. In the bathroom of all places. It's nothing, probably. Maybe the adults just don't want their kids to see them all drunk and foolish. Worst case scenario, my family were all swingers and I just leave and never talk to them again. I can't shake the feeling that something's wrong. The part of me that doesn't almost have a university degree, that isn't aware of reason and science, the animal inside, it's screaming at me to run, to sprint through the cold woods and never look back. I push that part of me down. I'm an adult. I can handle an awkward speech about manhood. I'm related to half these people anyway. I stepped into the community hall for the first time and you... Sobek! Sobek, oh my god. Hi. I love you, Sobek. I stepped into the community hall for the first time in years. My favorite running joke is I just keep saying we are so back, and only I think it's funny, but I love it. Yes, I am Tail. I stepped into the community hall for the first time in years. It's been reorganized. A tall pole made out of some white wood stained red with paint has been erected in the center of the room. Thick brown and red fabric strips hang from it, a maypole in winter, odd, but not like terrifying. The hall filled up whilst I was having my episode in the bathroom. Everyone's here now. I caught a few glances, exchanged some polite nods and greetings with old neighbors. A few conversations quite cleanly changed gears as I entered. People smile oddly, laughing at fake jokes. No! Stop letting your anxiety control you. I pace myself and resist the urge to run back to the toilet. A chair, that'll steady my nerves. I find one next to the food
He doesn't
table.
sit, he just sort of carries it.
Cloth-covered trays. There's nothing left but a head there. Cloth-covered trays of dishes with names I can't even hope to pronounce. I've had traditional Polish food before, but this smells different. The smell is persuasive. It forces its way inside me, through my nose and your mouth. Wait, what? Through my nose into your mouth. Is that intentional, Sobek? If so, very freaky. It is disturbingly similar to things I've smelled before. In hunting season, when my granddad would cure meats at his shed, sweat, bile, and rot, I spring to your feet, scanning for another chair crossing the room as suddenly as I can before sitting down. Deep breaths in and out, and within a few minutes I can open my... I got lost. I was looking at Sobek's comment. Deep breaths in and out, and within a few minutes I can open my eyes without feeling the need to vomit. I look away from the table. God, was I having
it's like, is the protagonist like possessing someone else's body, maybe?
Yeah, that's what I'm asking.
Mm.
God, was I having a fucking panic attack over odd-smelling food at an ethnic festival? I was like a Lovecraft protagonist right now. Oh, big O stew at Homer. I hope no one had noticed. They seem excited. Jumpy. It reminded me of the crowd at a concert after the start time has passed, but before the band has come on. Those 10 or so minutes of the unknown before the night begins. The curtains on the stage are drawn, and on it I can see several of the younger men and women from the village. I love your prose so much, Sobek. I'm having fun reading this. Yeah. 3 or so years younger than me, around 18. They're all dressed in oddly revealing outfits. A low chant began to fill the hall, coming from all around me. I didn't speak Polish, but I recognized Polish. This wasn't Polish. The young folks proceeded to the pole, gripping the fabric in hand and beginning to dance around it, twisting and turning, their forms almost morphing with the cadence, like fluid in a sack of skin. All around, people from the crowd began to step up, swapping places with them and taking part. They all knew the dance somehow, knew it perfectly. A man I didn't know, clad in an expensive suit, looked at me oddly from the seat next to mine. He placed a hand on my knee. "Aren't you going to join them, son?" "What?" Sorry, I haven't learned the dance." "Ah, apologies, I misunderstood. Thought you were a fledgling." He stood up, discarding his thick coat like it wasn't worth more than a month of my rent, and I lost him in the gathering throng, streaks of white, brown, and red flowing through each other. I thought about slipping out, then I saw her, Kathy. I hadn't spoken to her in years. She was one of the few people I'd tried to stay in contact with after leaving. I had hoped that we could... Well, she hadn't gone to college in the end. No! Sobek! This is so sad, guys. Unrequited love moment? As we'd planned, she'd stayed behind. She'd been part of the reason I'd even agreed to come back. I watched her dance, anxiety playing in my stomach at the possibilities of what I might say to her, as the possibilities of what I might say to her whirled through my mind. Before I could pluck up the courage, the chanting, where was that coming from, rose to a final din and cut out. Then another sound replaced it, the sound of wet slopping. The man from before held his arms to the ceiling, enraptured, a pleasured look on his face, all the while his entrails dropped from his open stomach, his skin tearing like wet paper. I sat, shock paralyzing me. People, oh God, others started to mimic the motion. shifting, changing, dying. No, not dying. They were laughing, singing that same chant. Monsters! I looked to Catherine, looked to find and save her, and then I laid eyes on her in the middle of the beasts. Seams appeared on her fingernails and crawled their way up her arms as if carved by an invisible blade. Crimson started to drip from them, and I had to suppress the urge to scream, but fell silent as her flesh began to split along those seams, unfurling into sheets so thin as to be translucent. The pale white is interlaced with threads of deep red veins and capillaries, forming a familiar pattern. Lace, I realized with a start. She turns, oh God, she sees me watching. I'm about to run, but then she smiles. Knowing. The same smile I knew for years. Throughout the good times and bad, I feel somewhat eased. Somehow, it's still her. The others, I notice, have finished a similar transfiguration. I almost jumped out of my skin when a heavy hand was placed on my shoulder, a small shriek escaping involuntarily. Standing next to me was a distorted humanoid. Their skin had peeled away from their face, exposing the muscle and sinew beneath. But I recognized the structure, the clothing that bulged and rippled as unseen changes occurred. My old neighbor, Mr. Kaminsky. He jerked away at my distress, clearly concerned to have disturbed me. All around me, members of the community, friends, acquaintances, and strangers stood and joined the new dance. It was rhythmic. As people joined arms, their ligaments literally intertwining as people, monsters, spin and laugh and move. I almost collapsed. I felt both at home, but also so far away. Some deep part of me knew that this was natural, that this was the way things were always meant to be, and it scared me more than the monsters around me. It was sensation and revulsion and curiosity all at once, paralyzing me in place, but leaving me fully conscious, like someone unable to stop themselves from picking at a crusty scab. Then the music reached a crescendo, and the chanting escalated into a resounding chorus, before coming to a sudden halt. All eyes turned to me, a room of monstrosities that I knew and loved. Like that, the feeling breaks and my legs stop betraying me, and carry me from the nightmare out into the cold night. I start to run before stopping, a woozy feeling hitting me as I almost collapse. I saw my grandfather, monster, in a terse conversation with a suited woman. Even from this distance I could make out the scars across her face, the evidence of a hard life. My main concern at that moment, barely coherent, was that she was going to turn into something, some abomination in human skin. But she seemed normal. For now. Then my grandfather noticed me watching and gestured at me to come over. Unthinking, I followed his instruction, and as I approached, he gripped me by the shoulders, casting a gaze from my feet up to your head. I couldn't shake the feeling that it was the same look he gave to the strips of pork he brought from the local butcher.
I'm thinking this is some Sarkic shit.
Yeah, it's very bizarre. Do you mind taking over for a bit while I get
Sure.
Tums? My heart burns getting...
Grandson.
His voice was steady, with a tremor of tension running through it, like a ligament pulled taut. There is someone you must meet. This is Agent Plee. She nodded, extending a calloused hand in greeting, shaking Man's vice grip. What she is about to tell you is very important, so make sure you pay close attention. He turns back to her and nods. Good evening, Agent. I watched him turn and walk back to the house. Stepping inside as the door opened, I could hear my mother's voice. I couldn't make out her words, but concern steeped into her tone was cleared. But if that was my mother's voice, why then was it so distorted, so in rhythm with the chants coming from inside? Walk with me. Plea's voice was surprisingly reedy for a woman as stockily built as she is. She took me down the road, out into the snow-encrusted woods. Lighting a cigarette, she indulged in a deep drag, staring back at the farmhouse as she exhaled. So, I bet that was a lot for you. I barely stammered out a response before she carried on. What are you? What was that? What happened? What is happening to them? Nothing's happening to them. That's normal to them. That'll be normal for you. Your family is what we call anomalous, specifically members of an anomalous ethnic religious group. We call them Sarkics or Nalkin. I can never keep up.
Can I just say also, the minor detail that like kids under 18 are not involved in these gives a lot more humanity to Sarkicism than I've read in articles thus far. Like it feels like that makes sense, right? That this would be like something you'd only engage in when you're older. And it makes it feel like it's a little more of like it's a religious ceremony. It's like going to church or some shit, but like fucked up.
She took another drag. Me, though, I work for an organization. We're called the Foundation. Members of your community may refer to us as the Jailers. We handle things that don't fit into what you would, until tonight, define as the normal world. We secure them, take them away from those who would misuse them. Her eyes weren't focused on me. She was remembering something. We contain them, lock them away so they can't hurt anybody or reveal their existence to the wider world.
And we protect them from a world that can't, that won't understand them. Will destroy them given half the chance. She's given this speech before many, many times. That much is clear. This is an election, not a conversation. Luckily for you, your grandmother is smart. You don't get as old as she does in our world about being a bit canny, but she's a cut above. She's gotten your community into the third category, merely by not getting anyone involved until they're old enough. It's reckless, liable to do silly things. This is the arrangement we have with her, with you, now. However, there are a few ground rules to this arrangement you need to be aware of. I raised my hand to ask a question, as if I hadn't been out of high school for 2.5 years at this point, but she dismissed with a wave of her cigarettes, loose ash staining the snow beneath my feet. Rule 1, you tell anyone about this or anything else I've told you and we will know. Don't ask how, you don't want to find out. We will find you, and whoever it is you told, be it a friend, partner, or a random drunk on the train at night. They get out lucky. A little green pill and it's like it never happened. She flashed a plastic medicine bottle from her pocket. Countless little green pills rattled inside. You and your family get sent to these inside a containment cell until either you die or the sun explodes. You never know with you lot. Rule 2. If you meet a special someone from outside the community and want to bring them in, you run it by us, and I will have a little chat with them, similar to the one we are having now. That chat either ends happily or a little green pill for them.
Oh my god, so if he ever wants to, like, date, he has to bring them to the Foundation? And then if they're not cool with it, they just forget who they are?
Yeah.
That's so fucked. Fuck the Foundation. I hope the
Negative
Foundation
Riz
burns.
modifier.
I hope the Foundation dies. I hate them so much.
That's the worst thing they've done.
That's fucked up, dude. Can you imagine you, like, spend months or years with someone and then they forget who you are? It's like, sorry, they weren't immediately okay with the flesh shit. Too risky.
It's like, who's Peter Parker?
Yeah, that's insane.
Oh, I don't know what was I.
She takes another long drag of her
A
cigarette.
long drag of a cigarette. Even this far out, I could hear the strangely haunting melodies filtering through the forest, rhythmic chanting matching the frenetic beat of my own pulse. Rule 3, you see anything, and I mean anything that is out of the ordinary, except for your own family practices, you call this number. You handed me a white business card for Sunshine Coast products. It feels used. You call this, ask for the Spring '08 catalogue. You will get redirected, and then you tell them what you saw, and then you forget you ever saw it. Simple. If you give us a helpful tip, it helps build goodwill between my organisation and your family. It makes us more likely to forgive any future fuck-ups. Your grandma can fill you in on the rest. If you're smart, you'll listen to her. She finished her cigarettes, putting out the stub on a tree before flicking it through the air. Tell your granddad I left, and he's all clear for his annual check. She turned to leave, then looked back at me. With any luck, we won't meet again. With that, she was gone, snow crunching under her heavy boots as she headed back towards the main road. I called after her. Those pills, if I don't want any of this, if I just want to leave, can I... She stopped, not even turning to look at me. If that's what you want. But I think you should talk to her first.
This article...
Beautiful picture.
Maybe we just haven't seen any of the good Sarkic stuff, but for so long I didn't really get the hype around Sarkicism from what we read. This is cool as fuck. This is so much good world building in the Foundation for, like, the little things. And it gives me so much more of a picture of Sarkicism as, like, a religion instead of just weird flesh people morphing their flesh and fucking shit up. You know what I mean? I like this a lot. I like this a lot.
Yes, there's a bit of a tradition of this sort of stuff, though, yeah. We haven't gone that too deep into the Sarkic stuff, so yeah. Yeah, it was...
This is so cool. Keep going, please.
That's what you want, but I think you should talk to her first, get the full picture. I stood there, flummoxed, clutching a white business card in my hand. Despite the cold, I felt the card start to become damp with my sweat. Then, remembering how important it was, I actually dried it on my jacket sleeve and placed it carefully into my wallet. It hit all at once. The world was spinning, as if for just a moment I was disconnected from the tether of gravity and force. I stumbled backwards into a tree, bark scratching against my back as I sank to the floor.
I'm sailing away, set an open course for fantasy. He's gone, and now it is just me and you, dear audience members. We sit here at the end of this last article. What we did at this time, we read all the Writerbots. We kept our promise. I wanted to write Shadow over Innsmouth for Sarkic / wanted to do a series of different GOIs from a mundane POV.
I hope the article never ends, Stardown.
So Beck, I want to see the ladder thing you described. I would love to see that. Please. This is fucking amazing, by the way, so far.
Okay.
Can continue?
It hit all at once. The world was spinning as if for just a moment I was disconnected from the tether of gravity and force. I stumbled backwards into a tree, bark scratching against my back as I sank to the floor. There was a rising tension in my stomach, something that's ripping its way out of me. The sensation filled me with mortal terror, my mind flashing back to my family, my friends. Skin tearing and sinew parting, flesh giving way to will itself, blood dripping onto laminate flooring. My body squeezed and pushed it out. I don't want to be like that, please. Yellow and brown stained the white snow, and the smell of half-digested alcohol and bread pervaded my nostrils. My throat and nose stung with bile, and the phlegm dangling from my lips mixed with the tears streaming down my face. I collapsed forward away from the vomit, and lay there until I couldn't feel the stinging on my lips as they went numb. There were no thoughts running through my mind. Minutes passed. I thought about leaving, about running as fast as I could to the nearest bus station, never looking back. Then I got up, wiped the rest of the sick off my face, and started trudging back to the hall. I saw a figure standing in the doorway, outlined by the light flooding out onto the snow. Grandmother. Time for a talk.
Hell yeah. I think this is... I don't even have anything... The one thing I would crit, unless it was intentional, is there's a couple times early on where it's like, I feel something through your mouth or something, but he never really did like a sudden connection. So I wasn't sure if you just typoed that. Like, let me find an example. I remember there was at least one. It was like, yeah... It forces its way inside me, through my nose, into your mouth. And there were a couple lines like that. If that wasn't intentional, I don't know what you were going for with that, I would change that. Otherwise, I think it's good to post as is. So, Beck, every time I read your shit, I'm so impressed. Your command of prose and, like, the way you write fucking entrances me. It's so goddamn good. Like, I swear I'm not just trying to, like... jerk you off here because you're my buddy, but like it's just good. I want to write like you. Oh my god, it's so good. Thoughts, Tan? Any other crits?
I liked it a lot. It's like you said, you just sort of scrub up the first bit here where there's that POV sort of weirdness. I think it's pretty good to go.
Oh man, we did it. We read all the WriterBot fucking what's it called? WriterBot submissions. We made it. Guys, I hope you found our crit helpful. I hope we were able to help you with your articles, and I hope to see all of them published at some point because I enjoyed each and every one. I really like when we're able to do something as a community with you guys and sort of, I don't want to say give back because I don't want to make the
celebration on the chat. Look at the little symbols.
Yeah, I don't want to make it seem like this is like a charity or something, but like I love when we're able to like give back in some way and help out, especially in a writing community. Yeah, I know I'm not, like, as super smart of a writer, I think, as some of the people in our community. I like to think I'm a pretty decent one, but I hope I was able to help. I hope you were able to get help from Tanoni. I had a great time hanging out with y'all. And I guess we'll see you next year, yeah? Is there anything we want to close on, Tan?
Nothing I can think of.
All right. Imagine the Charlie Brown Christmas song is playing right now as we end off.
Imagine Christ on the cross.
Imagine Christ on the cross. He's bleeding for you. He's bleeding, and it's all your fault.
Look, he's climbing down.
If you
he wants to welcome you.
If you didn't sin, he wouldn't be bleeding right now.
Look, he's accepting your sin. He's chewing.
By the way, that ligament metaphor was genuinely like, damn, from Real Surreal. Yeah, dude.
Yeah,
Sobek Prose goes crazy. That's why I am so excited for Downpour 1.3. I need it in my fucking veins. Oh my god.
Don't worry, Lan. You will join Christ on the cross.
Lan will also be paying for
There's room for
Did you
all
imagine
his
like
friends.
Jesus on the cross and he's like for all of humanity and then it's like Lan next to him. It's like, you too. they splitting the sin. Pour one out for Lan. Wrong poor Quaker.
It's like Lan's like talking to Jesus like, you'll never understand the pain I feel. And Jesus like, sorry.
Alright. I'm ending the stream here. Bye guys. Bye.
Bye.
Ooh. We did it, game.